bag off of just calling men's bad behavior out. They'll talk about women momentarily, but their main thing is male improvement. So what y'all saying is like wrong because you can get a crazed incel minded dude algorithm if you want, but mostly it's self improvement, improve yourself, get with others, whatever. So this whole we want people to talk down on women to feel better about ourselves. That's like that like Reese said earlier, that market is dying. Like just talking
Right.
about women, all that's it's
It's
dying.
dying, but those channels
Like, I don't
are.
think y'all be listening though, right? So here's a prime example, right? There's some slut ran through bitch in the chat named Kim West, probably them fucked don't have the manosphere. She's in the
Oh my
chat
god!
saying Chad's a scammer. Most
Come
of the
on, bro.
time,
Why she gotta be called out her name though? Why she gotta be called like a B and all of that stuff? Come on, bro. She's
right?
saying
So
that
you a
you a scammer or whatever the case may be. Let it
right,
rock, bro.
right. So you a bitch ass
Let
nigga
them get
trying
his
to
thoughts
defend
on
that
that.
hoe. So look, so check this out. Like I'm saying though, so I don't know her. I've never done anything to the bitch in my life, but just like other women on this platform, they try niggas who would never even bother them. I don't even know who this is, but everywhere I go, this whore is somewhere bothering me. I'ma deal with that every time I see that bitch talking. That don't mean I
Come
gotta
on,
talk about
man.
every other black woman on the planet because I'm talking about that bitch. And I think
But
that's
how
the
do you know
issue.
that chick though? Do you know her? Do you know the chick who made that? Who made?
Bro, you want niggas
So
to be mad at women in totality. I'm gonna deal with the bitches who try me. Not
But you
just not just
still displaying the
black
same
women.
thing.
No, I'm
The
not.
same guys who you talking about, like dudes bash women. You explain that right now. You're bashing the
Okay, all
chick.
right, hold on,
No,
all right, hold on, hold
no,
on, hold on, hold on.
no.
Let me read some of the super chats where it started from because I didn't know we was having an issue. Let me hold on. Let me just read some of the super chats. Don't engage in the super chats. Let me just read them, and then we can get back into the conversation.
$2 ass bitch. Like broke
God
ass
damn.
bitch.
oh
Put some
wow.
money.
Hold on. Let me just read them first before you respond.
My bad.
Kim West, because I wasn't reading it while it was happening. Kim West with $2. Taz a scammer. He has no room to talk. Shit, that's crazy. Okay, we
That's
also have
crazy.
workademics. We have workademics. We don't need you. I find your rage baiting entertaining. All right, so we also have Kim West with the $2. Taz cursed out his BBL wife on. Okay.
It's BBL
And
wipe on
Kim
me.
West, you are a scammer. Clearly, you do want to engage in it. That is up to you. But if you
Yeah, so I've disagreed with my wife before on live. I mean, that again goes back to the point, right? So here's the problem though
Did
when
you
you
call
got
her a bitch, Taz?
right.
hold
Of
on, y'all.
course not.
Let
Of
let
course
him get
not.
a chance to answer, please.
Of course
Okay.
not, bro. I absolutely would not call my wife a bitch, but I'm gonna call that bitch a bitch, right? So here's the problem, though. So again, like me and my wife have debated online, little shit like that. It is what it is, bro. Motherfuckers be looking for shit. What I would challenge that dirty bum ass bitch to do is get up here and tell people I've scammed anybody. You dusty broke $2 ass bitch. Maybe you should go scam somebody so you can actually support the show rather than trying to get my attention. And really, it's my fault because I really shouldn't let no $2 ass bitch get my attention. You broke ass bitch. The next time you send a super chat about me, let it be $10 or better, or I'm gonna ignore you. It ain't even gonna matter. Talking about somebody a scammer and you sit up here broke. Bitch, you finna go eat McDonald's today. Broke ass $2 bitch sending money out of her motherfucking Happy Meal and shit. You better hold the fuck on to what you got while you sitting here playing. Talking about somebody a scammer. Bitch, I ain't hungry. Bitch, I can send more than $2. Keep talking.
All right,
Bitch
so
ass.
My only critique of this is that Mr. Goat, there's no need to raise your voice and cuss at the same time. Just one to do. That's just my opinion on this one.
I'm glad I didn't ask your opinion. I certainly didn't ask
I'm
for
sure
it.
you wouldn't. I'm sure you wouldn't care.
Yo,
Yeah, I
let me
don't.
give a. Can I give a lesson on manhood real quick? So when an adult man is speaking, who on this fucking earth feelings matter at that point in time?
His.
The children in the area, the women, the other men, fuck them and the gods they pray to. I'm going to deliver what I want to deliver the way I want to do it, and fuck you if you don't like it.
I, If you
All
think
these
it's
tough
effective, then so
motherfuckers
be
want to
it.
check you how you talk. Let's try it in an elevator. Niggas are crazy as shit on the internet, man. Crazy.
There's no way to be effective, bro. When people coming for you, there's no effective way to communicate. I mean, I understand what you're saying and whatnot, but there's no nice way to deal with someone calling you a scammer. But I do understand you're a nobody, so you ain't never been in my position.
I ain't mad at that. If she had your name in her mouth, go in on it. But I wasn't coming at you.
Hold on, Reese. So I'm gonna because
Reese.
Kels, he had a lot of pushback for what Goat was saying. I'm gonna give him a chance to without muting him. Kills, what is your pushback for what the Goat is saying? Go ahead, Kills.
Slap the taste out of your mouth.
Man. I thought
I'd like to see it.
Damn! They said drop Kills. I don't know who you bothered in the chat, but it is $26 to bring back Kills. They done kicked you, my brother. They don't like you keep interrupting the Goat.
That's crazy.
They ain't like you keep interrupting you. Go. So the thing is that at the same time, right? They say that Taz is a simp and all he do is cater to women, and clearly that's just not a true statement, right? He's willing to go at somebody that is going at him, whether it's a male or a female, and that's the part that a lot of men tend to miss for some strange reason. So we are going at the thing that we see as a negative or a problem. So if I'm coming at X, Y, and Z, and that is a problem, all I'm doing or all he doing is going at a problem that he see is worthy of him talking up against.
I would say the bigger problem is men are willing to use those women as long as they're attacking a man. So the same niggas who sit around and cry about what women be doing all the time with men. Yeah, fam. Them the same ones that get behind her as soon as she starts talking about somebody they don't like. The entire manosphere. I watched the entire bitch-made manosphere get behind the most ran through slut bucket, bottom of the barrel, 8 kids having ass bitch. Twice. Just to try to get at me. Who won't smoke for real? Who won't smoke for real? Them bitches ain't around no more. Them hoes died. That's why them niggas be quiet. But they still say what them hoes said before they died, though. They still repeat them bitches. That's what the manosphere is. A bunch of fuck niggas who sit around and watch women, complain about what the women said, then come back and try to gaslight me and get mad at another man for saying, well, why you ain't watching her too? I don't care what she said, nigga.
Right.
So what are these niggas, these pussies that are talking about them? What do we call them?
Okay,
these
hold
weak,
on.
Emotional
Bitch-made answer. Let me answer the super chat real quick.
Simp ain't good enough. Simp ain't good enough.
We'll answer that as well. We'll answer that as well. All right. So we got work academics with the $2. Is that Sharp from No Jumper? You acting like a female. I don't know who Sharp is, and for No Jumper, you acting like a female.
He's the light-skinned pimp. He's a light-skinned pimp.
Okay.
Really interesting person. He's on. I think he's on that degenerate Adam 22 stuff. So yeah. And he was on Soft White Underbelly. Yeah, really interesting scumbag.
Okay. And no, Verb Assassin. That's just what the person wanted to pay. They said, hey, it's 26. That's what they wanted to pay. What? Damn, Taz, you got anything to say before they kick your ass off? God damn.
Bye.
Slap the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see it.
Sheesh. What the hell?
Man, on a husband thing.
Candy Landy. It says, let's get Taz out of here too. Sheesh. What Taz do to y'all? That's just
I mean, Taz is kind of a scumbag. I don't like that guy. So it's not really hard to see that he has a lot of enemies as well. But he's a super simp. It's just crazy to see his transition to super simp. It's hilarious. I would have never thought. And it's crazy. Last thing I'll say is it's crazy. The pro woman dude is like cussing women out. It's so hilarious. But he loves and respects women.
Yeah, he was showing what he was complaining about. Yeah, my thing with this on a husband, like dealing with husbands, is that when I hear guys articulate themselves that way, I eventually, like when you have a conversation, they've been sitting on an issue for like months. I mean, months, not communicating. They don't say anything. They do like this indirect form of communication within their relationship. They don't really just, know how to pull the information out. And then a lot of them just want to sit and let that stuff build up so that when they're justified, now they feel justified to spaz out. And because they've been building up this whole thing this whole time, they feel like, well, now a man is talking. What I have to say is valid. You guys have been effing up, so you guys got to take the way I'm expressing it. And just be like, man, if you just conversate about this earlier, pick it up earlier, it wouldn't build up to all this. This is what I deal with in the married space a lot. A lot of guys can't articulate or let it build up, and now however they spill it out, it's supposed to be valid because he's a man and he's talking.
Great point. Unlikely with the $2 says, "Are you not entertained?" Tip the host. Appreciate that. Thank you. It means a lot because people will act as if, that we're not having a good show or a good build. You know what I'm
These
saying?
motherfuckers a bunch of poets, dog.
Don't provoke me to anger, or else you'll be in danger.
I'm feeling like it today.
I hate when these motherfuckers be like, I know y'all dislike me because you can't fuck with me intellectually, but like, find something to do. Like, move the fuck around. I'm actually a benefit to the show. I don't typically buy my way back on because I'm somebody already, right? But just to shit on you and the 5 motherfuckers who sent $2, that $20 will match all that effort you stupid motherfuckers put in. Punk ass $20 ass motherfuckers. You happy now? Weird ass niggas. Anyway, bro, what's good, man? Corny ass shit. I hate that shit, bro. I don't be doing no bounties, and I don't never bounty nobody off. I don't bounty myself back on, but that shit just gotta, like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with people? Like, y'all really in America First Rifleman, let's be real, fam. You an incel. I know why you don't like me. The whole incel out here, bro. Am I lying?
Yes, because I don't fit the profile of the actual incel. Like, if it was true, then I'd probably be yelling and screaming, but that's I'm laughing.
Bro. You got the Hitler mustache. You're a funny looking dude. Every time I talk, you talking, you know what I'm saying? You talking crazy about women and shit. Like, I always thought you was incel. So
what have I said crazy about women today?
Today? Well, what I heard today before I came up was a little bit of gaslighting. You was trying to tell Sharon he should be supporting y'all cause and talking to women on your behalf. That's incel shit.
What caused? Hold on. What cause do I have? Listen, I just said be more balanced. I just tell him listen. We're just saying it's okay to critique women as well. That's literally it. Like, yeah.
So
like that's it, Taz.
I saw American First Rifle. So the problem is that when you're just not being honest about what's happening, you're trying to curtail it into we have to talk about women is what it sounds like, as if you are being an incel, not because you're yelling and screaming, but because you are keep trying to turn it into a way that women have to listen or submit to a man.
Whoa. Slap the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see it.
It says, "Bye, American mustache."
Everybody's getting wrong.
They got jokes. They hit you with a 20 ball. Just so you know, American First Rifleman. They hit you with a 20 ball. Hold on, let me. Also,
what was you saying, Reese? Before I got kicked, you was in the middle of saying something.
I don't remember. Whatever. What's up though?
Shit, you got it, bro.
You was talking about Reese. You was talking about the men that are acting a certain way. What can we do about those men? That's what your sentiment was. And also shout out to the Cash App. It says just for supporting. Thank you so much. That means a lot. I really appreciate that. Shout out to everybody with all that you can do. Thank you so much. It's really appreciated. And so I think when we see a issue that's in a community space where it could affect the men that is going to potentially date my daughters and my cousins and all that, I think we should absolutely address it. Because it's much easier for me to talk to my sons and cousins and the males in their life and say, hey, this is the type of woman that you could look out for. That is very easy. We could see them a mile away. And also we could see the negative men from a mile away as well. And there's nothing wrong. Go ahead.
I think there's no shortage though on this shit though, but like there's no shortage of people saying the male side of it. There's a shortage on contesting that. I think that's the issue. Like when it comes to your point, Reese, you got 100 channels of men talking versus 35 channels of men that would support the women talking.
All right, there's a difference. Big difference. You got me. But I want the whole thing to go away, honestly. None of it's good, man. I mean, if 50 more channels came out tomorrow and made the shit even, all that did was make the war worse. Y'all all adult enough to understand that shit, man.
So you're suggesting that we do nothing?
You know what I get? You know what I agree. You know what I'm gonna give you?
It's just suggesting that we do nothing.
No, because this is what I'm gonna give you your props on, Sharon. You call your channel Solution Based Gang, right? Group. At least you visit Manosphere panels and try to have civil discussions with them and meet in the middle. You know, as strong as a warrior you are, you're willing to go out and have them discussions and talk to them endlessly. You've been doing it for years. I'll give you that. So you know what I mean. Maybe you got hope for something, because you're not just talking about them. You actually go talk to them. Taz does it too. It ain't
right, because ain't nobody scared to have a conversation.
I don't even do
nobody's scared to have a conversation.
I don't do it as much no more. I don't think it's as beneficial no more. I think everybody's full of shit.
Man. You gotta make peace.
I agree with that.
War has to end in peace. You can't just go on forever. Say Israel.
No, I think we gotta have the proper. We gotta have the proper pushback tab. You can do the famous laugh if you want.
Got the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see you try it.
Shout out to Taz for being a good sport. Oh man. So he says, hey, a random independent with the twine ball. Mr. I don't bouncing myself back on. Gotta go. $2 ain't shit, but neither is $20. How high are you going to go? Sheesh.
I think the conversation isn't going to go anywhere, because the work that needs to be done is tedious, boring, and not entertaining. That's what it comes down to. You know, you go into these little marriage couples and stuff, it's like you have to pull teeth with these people. Like, what does being married mean to you? Well, being married means a ring. Okay, what's your responsibilities in a marriage? Well, I always thought that I would stay at home and not work. And then the guy on the side of him is like, what? Really? You know, and then it's like, okay, all right, so what do you think about kids? You know, who teaches the kids? I just want to put them in a good school. Do you think you should teach your kids how to read? I think the teacher's going to do that, right? Huh? You know, it's like it's such a boring and tedious, and please don't let them be defensive. Oh God. So now you got to do the emotional labor to calm them down, and please define what they mean. You know, but I think this is as far as the conversation is going to go, because it's all that work is boring and it's really emotionally draining. Honestly, it's very emotionally draining.
Okay.
Don't provoke me to anger, or else you'll be in danger.
Says keep Taz on. Shout out to you. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate you. It says keep Taz on, goddamn. But I think some people are just more entertaining than others. I think some people are able to maintain a conversation on a topic better than others. I think Taz is somebody that can also be fruitful in a conversation, entertain you, and educate you while in a conversation. And I think a lot of the brothers that are upset, all the sisters that is upset, is because they do not have, the ones that's content creators, they do not have the ability to maintain a conversation or a discussion with just themselves and then what they authentically feel like. And that's why they got to, go left or right and make it about something else. And so somebody like Taz and myself, we could argue it because we actually believe that we could substantiate our real life versus a talking point and versus the stats. And we could put all that together and come with a thought pattern to why we agree or disagree with something.
Because, it's like, so with these manosphere spaces now, what I'm starting to see is because they do have a few women supporting them a little bit and whatnot, they've kind of moved away from a lot of the super toxic shit, though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them are more balanced than what they used to be. Back to Reese's point. I think those spaces are a lot more balanced than what they used to be now. Keep in mind, they are male-centered. I'll definitely give you that. But there was a point when this shit initially started, Reese, where they ain't even want women in their chats, let alone on their back. You know what I'm saying? Where, like, bro, it's a woman in the chat, block that bitch type shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, we gradually got to women getting on the panels with them because the one cat around here had a fee. If you a woman want to get on my panel, she got to pay. You know what I'm saying? So now we've got to a place where now women are actually in the space with them and having some of these conversations. So although some might look at it and say, man, this shit fucked up, I can tell you there's been some progress, though. Although maybe incremental, there's been some progress, though, because it used to be down bad for real.
Yo, I want women everywhere I am. I'm mad because it ain't no women at this job.
Well, the manosphere is developed. So if you're talking about post KS, right, post Kevin Samuels, for the most part, man, the toxicity, except for people who already made their money, all they do is repost stuff on TikTok. All you have to do is go on TikTok and say, man should be doing this, and that's all manosphere content. So after that, you made a space where there's women, it's called the female accountability section. So where the women are at now, the manosphere type leaning women, now they have a space to talk about some of the stuff that bothers them when they're in community with these other women. So, it doesn't, if you're on this, cuss a woman out stuff, I mean, the manosphere is not there. That's just a toxic frat boy community, I guess. That was it, red pill rage, I guess.
Right, but even when they are not screaming and yelling, like the video that we was watching on Lapeef, the dude Saint Innocent and Marquette, he came up there and tried to force a red pill type of conversation with the lady. He forced that. It's still going on today, and people are trying to latch onto it by getting new recruits. That's why they keep going for a younger base, so they can indoctrinate those young men before they even get into dating, before they even have a so-called baby mother taking advantage of them and divorcing them. They getting them before they even get into a relationship. They getting them as young as 18 and 19 years old. This is what Fresh and Fit, Andrew Tate, this is what they are developing young men to be. They are developing young men to not have confidence to go ahead and talk to women so they can have a discernment between a good potential mate and a negative potential mate. These young men not even attempting to go outside to get no's, because we all know anything worth having is going to be difficult to get. It's not going to be easy. So finding a good woman was never an easy thing in no point of history. It's always been a difficult thing.
I agree with you to the extent that Fresh and Fit may be the one who introduces you to the space. But what I was saying before, what's really getting those young kids, red pilled, is that they're sharing what the women are saying. They're sharing those points of view. Before, you wouldn't know any of that conversation unless you were sitting in a salon with your mom, or maybe you're listening to those conversations your mamas and your aunties were having. But it just being open on TikTok and red pill channels or just sharing it, that's what's getting them. It's the Fresh and Fit, they get annoying fast. It's the women validating it. that's what's going crazy. That's what's being spread amongst those young boys.
But the problem is the majority of women are not displaying the things that Fresh and Fit are talking about. It's only that group of women that is displaying that. That's why they keep having the same type of woman just with different names in their conversations. They all have alcohol involved in their conversations because they are not attempting to have no real genuine conversation. They do not invite anybody that is attempting to actually combat a conversation or have a discussion. They just ask them questions about things that normal people would just answer to. Do you want your man to make more money than you? Yes. So any woman's going to say yes. Why wouldn't she?
It's the ideology to respond. It's not just the drunken women on Fresh and Fit. That's why I'm trying to steer it to the normal conversation. You know, it's the conversation about, yeah, she wants you to make more money. That's understandable. But I'm not willing to do this in the house as well. You know, but if you were a man, I actually wouldn't have to do these things, or using your manhood as a way to be like a credit card for the materialism, right? There's a lot of stuff that just being shared. It's not just a Fresh and Fit. It's the ideologies. I know a lot of young couples right now who are going through what Manosphere shares.
So shout out to America First Recommend. You got another 5 minutes. You want to brainwash young men to be servant providers. It's not brainwashing. It's just what it needs to be done to have productive relationships. A man have to learn how to serve his wife and his children. That is a productive
and just for the record too, right? So here's why the Manosphere hate me for real, right? I went into their spaces and I always won. Okay, I have a son. So a lot of these stupid ass talking points that they try to make is like anti-male or any of that shit. This shit is cap. I have a whole son out here, fam. The shit I'm saying to you niggas ain't no different than I'm gonna tell my grown adult son. It's weird that, again, men don't want to deal with things that would make our lives easier as men. So, like I say, I would venture to say back then, most of the things that men started doing was, they started doxing a whole bunch of lame shit. And like I said, they end up following women, right? Because, for example, this Candy Landy, probably some dusty, dirty ass bitch, she's down there saying I scammed somebody. Who the fuck did I say? Like, fam, go get these people. Because last I checked, the one bitch you saying I scammed, that bitch somewhere praying to God. Praying that God don't strike that bitch dead now for lying on me, nigga. Yeah, that God might kill that hoe today for lying on my motherfucking name while that bitch praying every day. But you got the audacity in 2025 to mention some shit a bitch you've been praying since 2023 said. That's what I'm saying. Like y'all got to get y'all shit together. And when it comes to the space, it seems like y'all have not grown. Listen, we just seen the paperwork. Seen the paperwork for what? Seen the paperwork for what? For me scamming somebody? You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. And again, I know where they come from, but they come from these spaces where people have been losing to me since they got on this bitch.
Tired ass, broke ass.
Yeah, they've been losing since I got here.
Insignificant ass, unwanted, unloved, never respected.
That's what it is.
Shout out to the wife. Shout out to the wife.
That's all Manosphere fuel.
Past incarceration. Well, don't get fucked up then, nigga.
My past incarceration. Man, that's weird, but like, why do y'all care about my past incarceration 20 years ago?
But we know about the Mexico fiasco.
Like, what
is the Mexico?
You know what I found? What I found is that they would try to use anything in our past to try to negate where we come to today, which is a very interesting thing. When us as human beings, we're supposed to grow from where we came from, and we should be champions. Go ahead.
They be making up shit. That's the problem, and it's like. It's weird because he doesn't seem how much of like, why are you on my husband's nuts so deep that we haven't lived in Mexico since 2019. Why are you even mentioning that? Like, that's weird. You don't feel like you're a stalker or at least a fan in the least?
These niggas fans.
dick sucking ass.
I don't know these niggas. I don't know none of these fuck niggas. These niggas be fans. Some bitch ass nigga that heard about me, nigga. I'm the fucking GOAT. That's why you heard about me, nigga. Don't believe that shit, nigga. Hit the link and talk to me, though. Don't believe shit you heard about me.
Link is pinned. I got you the second air for your time is almost up. And I just find it interesting, like just like the same thing with Jay Prince yesterday. He tried to bring up some fake past that they don't even really know nothing about. He want to bring up my past baby mothers, but he don't know what they look like, what's their background, what the situation is. I was 18 at the time, right? So there's a lot of things that happen between 18 and 44. So the fact that they keep trying to hold on to the past, it shows that a lot of men and these people they have arrested development. They cannot go past who they are mentally.
Oh no, they ain't holding on to the past though. These motherfuckers just repeating some shit. They praying some shit that somebody else said was true. You hear me? Like, just so we clear, they ain't holding on to shit because I don't know these motherfuckers. They sitting somewhere praying like, damn, I hope he a scammer. From now on, I'm gonna start telling y'all to suck my dick in 2026. Fuck you, nigga, and fuck the bitch you thought I scammed, nigga. I ain't gonna keep on telling y'all and showing y'all and proving y'all.
Those videos of you scamming. Let's stop the cap though. Like 40K, nigga. Damn near 40K.
Hold on. So Kills, you saying you actually seen some evidence of past scamming somebody? That's what you claim?
It's videos. It's multi-video to this space. These people ain't, fam. All of these people is not lying on this man. It's like 10, it's like 5, 6 people in the chat agreeing with the same shit. You the common denominator. It's 5 people saying the same thing, bro. You the common denominator.
No, they all saying it from the same source. Go get the video.
And you use my nigga. My nigga.
This is me.
Why you left when that shit came out though? When that shit came out,
hold on 1 second, Kills, because your microphone's really loud.
When it came out, what do you think I did? I stepped on that bitch. That's why that bitch ain't here now. That's why when I tell you to go get the video, I know you can't go get it. The motherfucker ain't there. I just told you the bitch is somebody's church. Are you kidding?
And why we don't ever discuss that bitch criminal record?
Most
of the niggas.
Man, I want to see the scam.
Me too.
Fuck that other shit. Show me a scam. It'll be the first.
Slap the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see it.
I guess Candy says, Candy with Taz and company can go. So Kills. So the problem is with you bringing up somebody made a video. People have been saying I said something, and many people are regurgitating that information that I never said. So a lot of people can go on a wave and say this is what's happening, and I never said a certain thing or did a certain thing. Oh, hold on. And so I don't understand why you saying that.
Don't provoke me to anger, or else you be in danger.
Thank you for that shit.
It says they all can stay. Shout out to that. Thank you so much. And just so y'all know that I'm not trying, because I don't want to get called a scammer neither. This is a real cash app, okay? Just so people know.
Sharon, you never heard. Let me give you some pushback. We never heard you of scamming anybody in these spaces. You may got your talking points. It is kind of zesty, like certain people on this platform say, you know what I'm saying? But you do got a heart though. You know what I'm saying? Some of these dudes in these spaces got a cold heart, bro. And then you could check my track record. Like I never scammed nobody in these spaces. Nobody would never say that bluntly on me though. They would never put a jacket on me. And if they did, I'm gonna fight in tooth and nail to defend my honor on that, which I did on other platforms. You understand what I'm trying to say?
I'm bringing it on to you. So, Kills, you're saying your proof is other people that dislike him saying it.
Nah, they don't dislike him. They show proof and evidence. Yes, he got people who don't like him, but it was evidence presented, you know what I'm saying, by other faces that show information which discredited that he did what he's saying that he didn't did. It was evidence. It was receipts. It was receipts in this space.
Okay, what was the receipt? What was it? What was the proof? Like this is how fucking stupid y'all are.
Bro, be honest, bro. Just be honest. If you did what you did, you did it, brother.
Hey, little dumb nigga. I could play the bitch videos back. I got them. I can tell you what the slut said. I can't help it. Your stupid ass running around.
You are an ex-con.
You can't.
You are an ex-con though.
Right? I'm an ex-con.
And then you got dudes like Taz.
Hold on, Kevin. Everybody can't talk.
I'm an ex-con. That's why. I ain't no ex-con because of no scam shit. I'm an ex-con because I'll beat your ass, nigga. I'm an ex-con.
Nigga, you won't be.
What are you talking about?
Now you want to be.
Kills, hold on, Kills.
Hold on, man. Hey yo, this nigga talking about he beat.
Hold on.
This energy is wild.
Financial crime ever.
Nigga, stop acting like Free Johnson ass.
Kills, hold on, because when you just trying to just make insults, it doesn't make for a conversation, and you also proven the point that Taz is saying that y'all cannot substantiate y'all point of view.
But he's threatening me.
And this happens a lot, that y'all just throw things out and then y'all get a bunch of other people that's just a part of your team.
Oh no, he used to be a criminal
without actually having no evidence whatsoever.
I could say he used to be a criminal, which is true.
Right. So okay, so
means anybody can say I stole something from him, dog, because I got a criminal record. Now anybody can just say, "Up, he stole from me."
Well, people would not give you the benefit of the doubt, I would say, because you have a history of things, Taz. That's all.
No doubt, right? So bet. So you have a history on here sounding like a fucking child predator. Are you one fucking?
Say what you want, buddy, but that doesn't take away from people going out of their way to call you a scammer, which is most people aren't gonna like put that one out there unless something actually happened. Like they call you a whole bunch of other stuff.
Let me understand it. Let me
specifically saying you're a scammer.
This part is very important. Have you seen this video of Taz doing this scamming thing? Have you seen it?
There isn't one.
I haven't spoken on that for a reason.
Okay, and so that proves the point that people can just take the information because they don't like the person and they could spread that propaganda out there without no actual evidence whatsoever. And so Kills.
Yeah, but again, he has a history of being a scumbag, though.
I'm gonna bring it back to you so you can go ahead and build on that. So Kills, I just got one question. Kills, can you provide any kind of video or any kind of real receipt other than word of mouth? Kills, take yourself off of mute and prove that Taz has some kind of scamming. He knew what was happening. Where you gonna get it anyway?
Slap the taste out of your mouth. I'd like to see it.
It says drop Kills. He knew it was gonna happen. Let it happen next time, sir. It's okay. So go ahead, AFR. Like, so that's the thing that we gotta be careful. We cannot, just because we dislike somebody and somebody come up with some BS information and we haven't seen it ourselves.
Bro.
Well, I understand. Listen, I can't speak to any individual possible alleged crime he may have committed. I can't speak on that. One thing I can speak on, and why I wouldn't say that person is crazy, or I would scrutinize what they would say and I wouldn't dismiss it, because he has a history of scumbaggery in these streets. You know, he lies and acts like he doesn't understand, because Taz isn't stupid. Like, you know, and he is entertaining when he's getting on somebody. I'll give him that. I ain't gonna lie on him, bro. But
can you give me an example of a lie I told? Can you give me an example of a lie I told?
Bro, it's been 3 years. It's been 3 years. Your reputation precedes you,
like,
sir.
See, here's the thing, bro. When I'm talking about one of y'all, I'm very specific. See what I'm saying? I'm very specific.
You just call me an incel for 3 years, Taz. That's it, bro. Like,
listen, I'll tell you
don't
why
get
I call
You don't like your mustache.
I tell you why I call you that every time, and then also I remind you of my first interaction with you. They were saying you mess with little kids, and not wasn't that my first interaction with you?
Well, yeah, because over emotional Negroes were mad about a race conversation and they lied.
Right, but I don't know you,
and you believe them.
How
hold
do I
on.
believe
Can I jump in real quick? So doesn't that substantiate that he didn't
I don't
just hold
believe
on?
that about you, dude. What are you talking about? I'm sitting here talking to you today. The reason I gave you that example was because you remember my first interaction with you. That's what they were saying about you. But if I were doing what you're doing today, I would still just be calling you that, bro.
Right. Great point.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
No,
above you,
but
niggas, bro. You little niggas, bro. You're small. You're intellectually a midget to me, fam. This is what the fuck y'all do. That's what I'm saying. I know why you don't like me, bro. I put your ass on display and show the world you're fraudulent, nigga.
Taz, being being the adversary to the manosphere or the red pill or not liking male-centered talking points is a lot different from like who you are. Like, hopefully you know this. Like, nobody's mad because somebody critiques the red pill. Like, hopefully you're not believing this. Like, come on. And plus, when you go on people's channels over the years, you haven't really won. You more or less yelled at people, and anyway, so that's about it. Like,
so
no, I actually debated in actual debates and won. I've never lost a debate on a Manosphere channel, whether it's the Prophet of Thought, Obsidian, O'Shea, none of those.
No, Obsidian beat the dog shit out of you.
So now, American First Rifleman, you saying that because you like you enjoy Obsidian's talking points more, or because
no. Obsidian, well, Obsidian carries himself with class. Okay, he's consistent. You know, come on, they're just totally apart, like worlds apart. Come on, there's no comparison.
Break down what. So if you, so that's fine that you feel like he dressed a certain way, but what stats did he bring up that you feel like Taz lost on, if you remember any?
I don't remember the specifics right now.
Right.
Of course.
You don't. I remember everything. Which one you want to deal with? The 51% of black men that don't have children, the 80% of black women that having children with the same man. Which one of y'all dumbass talking points would you like to try to defend while I'm right here?
I'm not here to defend Manosphere or anything.
I know you ain't, nigga.
So,
I know you ain't. So that's a message for you and anybody listening who thought I was playing. Ain't none of you niggas ever had. I'm the fucking goat.
Who are you? You're nobody.
The nigga that's gonna make you back down every time it comes to something intellectual. That's why it's get to some bullshit. Because I just tried again to have a con. You're incapable. You can't do it.
So and that's a fit. He attempted to have he alley-ooped it to you. He said, "Hey, you could talk about this one, or this one." But instead you say, "All right, I'm going to engage in that one," or you could come up with your own talking point that you want to defend. You didn't do that. He gave you an opportunity to actually have a conversation.
I came up here to talk about, like, listen, I understand Taz is thrilled that he was able to center himself in this conversation for the last, like, however long. It's cool. You got it, buddy. Okay, cool. I came to talk about the topic. That's why I stuck around.
The reason I did that because I thought one of you bitches wanted to try me. We can move away from me.
Shut up.
Yeah, man. The mute button is what I was talking about before. When I was on the panel, that mute button, Sharon, when I was talking about this, obviously you do a lot of shows, so I expect you to remember. You know, some conversations can't really develop without the internet, and that mute button. That mute button is really what has caused this conversation to go forward. You can't have these conversations like, especially with that energy, whether he's right or wrong. You know, it's just like I'm sitting there. I'm like, I'm not engaging with this guy.
One wasted minute with me on mute. One wasted minute.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. So,
all right. So, do you have? Would you like to attempt to engage? Because Taz can have a conversation. Me and him have plenty of conversation. Me and Taz disagree plenty of times without us going to fisticuffs and screaming and yelling at each other in a negative way. And we also stay very passionate. We still raise our voices without it being a disrespect level being crossed. So Taz is more than capable of having a discussion with a person.
When he's not
I'm sure
threatening their ass.
I'm sure he is.
And me and him was vehemently disagreeing without us talking past or after that. We stayed on topic, so he's able to do it 100%. If you want to have a engage in conversation.
I'm sure he is. But some of this stuff, you already know how I'm on these panels. Is that some of these stuff I don't like trying to change people's worldview. You know, so when we start getting into that stuff, it's like, I don't know. No, there's nothing to talk about. I talk about marriage and husbands and how people interact within marriage. You know, I don't go back and forth over whether you believe these stats are true or not, because quite honestly, once again, that's a long, tedious conversation.
However, is a conversation that needs to be had because people are using these stats in a weaponized way. They're not being truthful about what the stats are actually saying. And that's where somebody like Taz come in. He actually does the research so he can argue with what the stat is actually saying. American
y'all are butt buddies, bro.
but you will have to give a example of a stat you would like to argue right now if you want, or a past example, and then we could just have the conversation. But if you don't have an example ready for you, it's kind of hard for us to engage in what you're saying is truth or not about.
I didn't come prepared to talk about Taz or talk with the man. I didn't even think he would be up here today. So,
but what I'm saying is like, right, but neither is he. He's going off the information that he have in his head as well. He's not saying, "Hey, I'm prepared to have this conversation about this stat."
Just whatever you want to talk about,
he's willing to have the conversation.
I literally just came back from working 14 hours. I did. And I want to stay with something I'm prepared to talk about and not rehash old stuff. Like I said,
right, and that's fair. That is very fair. However, what I'm saying, it is a difference between somebody that's willing and able to have conversation without needing to prepare, because that information possibly is just a part of who they are. It's part of who they being. They understand what's going on around me. So one of the reasons why I can have these conversations and build a discussion over it, because I'm immersed in it. Like, it's my original thought. I'm not making it up. I'm not regurgitating somebody else's argument. These are my true feelings and thoughts. So therefore, I don't need to prepare some sheet or some talking point, because it's actually my original thought. That's the difference.
It's amazing how, like, people mention Cynthia G and all this different shit. Like, mind your business. like, leave her alone, bro. She don't fuck with you, fuck niggas. Like she don't like you, niggas. Like,
hold on.
Y'all weird as fuck. Y'all don't like the woman, but because
Mr. Tasman.
My bad. Go ahead, fam. What'd you say?
Listen. There's a reason why people critique Cynthia G, and I'll keep it with the simplest criticism of her. Literally went around talking about dysfunctional Black families, talking about these mans, how they're whatever, but you get pregnant and become a baby mama by the very Negro you spent years talking about you want to not even exist. Like, literally don't birth Black boys or get rid of Black babies. Like, so
gotta admit, that's crazy. That is crazy.
Okay, let him finish his argument.
Well, I mean, that's it. I mean, Reese is right. That was it. That's crazy. So, like, her credibility should be shot from, like, no woman should be even listening to her. But we see what's happening. So,
okay, it's up to you, Taz. You want to engage in that?
Yeah, I always wonder what that's got to do with me, though. They're like, it ain't my motherfucking baby. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck about that. That shit ain't got a motherfucking thing to do with me, bro.
Yeah, and I don't see why, if somebody got affected negatively about something, why they can't speak about it. If she believes that what happened to her is a negative thing and it's not,
she doesn't believe anything she's saying. Don't you get it, sir?
Yeah, because that's what happened to her, right? But we can, if she was
no, she doesn't believe anything she said. She's grifter.
She had the baby after she started talking shit.
Well, I don't know. So the thing is that, again, maybe
y'all sure about that?
Right.
I don't think.
Her rhetoric against Black children got worse after she had the baby. That's true. She was already talking greasy before. It just got worse. So Reese is right.
Yeah, so yeah, he's not right. I'm right. So let me tell you, since motherfuckers think they know, just for the record, this alleged baby that y'all talking about, that would have been before the conversation y'all referring to. Because before that is when I came onto YouTube, and she was not talking that crazy shit when I first got on YouTube. When I first got on YouTube, she was challenging still white supremacy and challenging the issues of black men being supportive of white supremacy. She wasn't doing no
white men and black men. She was talking,
but it wasn't. But it wasn't in the relationship paradigm. She was not talking about contextual relationships between men and women. She was still doing the political shit. And in that political shit, she was challenging black men to stop following and supporting white supremacy. She hadn't got into that relationship shit yet. So you're lying.
She touched on black men. Like, yes, she was always talking about white supremacy, which was stupid. But at the same time, she was supporting the LGBTQ community and speaking down to black men like we were 1,000% the problem. And especially our talking points talking about how we wanted to build, we as a collective want to build good, cohesive families. And she's fucking a nigga with the tattoos.
Right, but you confused. She did not support no fucking LGBTQ until 2022. Okay, when she was around me, she called them niggas pussy boys, nigga. She ain't support that shit till after she left from around my platform. I ain't support that shit, and I would have never supported her supporting that shit around me. Which is one of the reasons why I said, okay, well, fuck you and the bitches that's with you, because I don't support that.
Okay, I take that one back. I take that one back, Taz.
And American First, right? The problem is that people are not correlating the proper timeline with Cynthia, right? It's like what you're saying is that she had a child out of wedlock and blah, blah, blah. But however, what she was talking about before, or whenever she had this reported child, doesn't correlate with the events of her saying.
No, she was talking down on black men that were running around being promiscuous. So she had her talking points before she got pregnant. So it just wasn't as prevalent, but still, she was touching on that.
Right. She certainly wasn't as prevalent, and it certainly wasn't as horrible as people made it. I think what you're talking about is just, again, famous. A lot of niggas wanted that woman, bro. This is the part of it that y'all leave out. A lot of niggas wanted her.
Who wants Becky? Who wants Becky hair weave? Who wants?
Okay, hold on.
Obsidian wanted her. I'm saying, since y'all want, if y'all want to do gossip shit, nigga, do it for real.
She makes up like Becky, bro.
Okay,
she makes up and got hair like Becky. Fake hair like Becky. Black man wants that.
Hold on, American First Rifleman. Are you gonna honestly say that no man wanted her while she got pregnant?
Oh, only pookies and men with low self-esteem.
Oh my god. So you saying a woman that looks like Cynthia that was childless, nobody wanted that woman?
Pookies with low self-esteem.
Before you move it there, before she had that child, you saying that no man wanted her.
Well, she was dealing with white men, from what I understand, but you know that's just a rumor.
Yeah.
But I believe it. I think Bottom Show Brad did her wrong.
American First Rifleman, are you going to deal? Hold on. Are you going to talk about gossip, which is not manly at all? Or are we going to talk about something that
there's a lot of circumstantial evidence to suggest it. That's why I brought it up. I didn't just bring it up, there's some footage, not footage, excuse me. There's pictures and other things that would help you understand why she would go to white supremacy, and then she transitioned to black men ain't cry. You know, come on, it's a pattern. It makes too much sense. Come on.
Okay. All right. So let me see. You haven't brought any of this evidence. It sounds like gossip to me, but you might have a more of an understanding of the history than I do. But it seems like Taz is putting it in its proper timeline, in my opinion, at this moment. Jim Savage, you want to add to this part of the conversation, or?
Hell no, that shit ain't important at all. I'm talking about something. I'm up here to support you, brother.
Okay. I was just saying you came back, so I wanted to see you want to address anything, or
not that topic. That's ridiculous.
Okay, you want to address something else? So I know you be thinking.
Well, I had to clean my house, cleanliness next to godliness. But I was hoping I was talking about the same thing that we were talking about, but ended up about some lady that nobody cares about.
No. Tad centered himself, Savage. That's what happened.
Yeah, but you didn't have to cater to it.
Y'all certainly care about it. If you don't think nobody care about it, read the chat. Scroll up to the top as far as you can, and then scroll down and count how many times you see your name, and tell me how many times you see it. You need me to talk while you're doing it? You need me to talk while you're doing it?
I didn't care.
I said, do you need
I'm here to
talk while you're doing it so we don't have dead air? Just so we don't have dead air, I'll talk while you go and count how many times you see her name in the chat. She's more relevant, certainly, than you and America's Riflemen first combined.
Are you talking to me? Are you talking
Absolutely.
to me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he's speaking to
I'm a troll in the chat, and I don't care about Cynthia G. And if they do in the chat, that's cool. And if y'all want to talk about it, it's cool too. I just answering this question.
I don't, but I'm just saying that's where it came from. That's where it came from.
Appreciate you.
You got it, bro. You got it. Okay, well, I got it. So yeah, like I was saying, that's the bad part of it, though. It's like, because for example, like it's like kind of like what I was telling you yesterday, Sharon. So a woman comes to your platform, she says what she believes, she stands on how she feels. You support her in doing that. Now everything she said is your fault. Those are your thoughts. That's what your stance is, because you not only allowed her to come and say it, but you're standing on her willingness, desire, and meaning when she says it. You support her saying it. But that, for a lot of these niggas, that means you said it now.
Absolutely. Now I said something about not having male babies or something, because that's weird. Same thing happened with me and PS Diva. PS Diva had her opinion about that situation. I told her how I disagree, and they say, Sharon, you said it. You agree with it. I didn't. I literally in real time disagreed with her. And they keep saying I'm doing something that I'm not. It's weird.
But that's not most people
allowed that.
But I mean,
if someone says something, right? If like say a female says something, and it is what it is, and then you start nodding your head up and down, is that you agreeing with her, or you just letting it be? Or I don't understand what that means. If someone's watching you, right, and a lady says something like, "Oh, all women are the greatest thing in the world," and you're nodding your head up and down, does that look like you're agreeing with them, or should we take it as you're agreeing with them, or you just nodding your head because it's like a tick or something?
I think you should ask if you're unsure.
No. I was asking Sharon, because I know that Sharon, I was agreeing with you, Go. Sometimes it seems like if someone, like if he lets a female come on and says something that men disagree with, and then Sharon's nodding his head up and down while she's saying it, to us it seems like he agrees. So we do sometimes like you agree with that, Sharon, and go off of that body language.
Right, but that usually doesn't happen. Like the example that I just gave, I literally said I disagree with her, and I disagree with her in real time, and they still say, Sharon, you allowed that on your platform, so therefore you must agree with it, even though I verbally disagree right away.
Oh, yeah, people have to pay attention to what's really going on.
And so,
but if you're
I do not bop my head. I do not just agree with women just to agree with them. I have plenty of disagreements. I'm just saying, if us looking outside, plenty of disagreements. I had disagreements with Venus, PH Diva, Bomb Cherry, and other women that hit my panel. Jalen that was here, I had disagreements with her as well. I have plenty of disagreements. The difference is that I don't have to get into a negative or a combative or a disrespectful discussion with somebody else. Like I told you, me and Taz had plenty of disagreements on my channel. And me and him never had to go to no goddamn disrespect towards that. We just disagreed on the topic at hand, and we left that conversation there. He said his points, I said my points, and we leave it, and we come back the next day, whatever, if it's a good topic. I don't have to go into a disrespect situation just because I disagree, because I'm actually going to substantiate my argument because I really believe my argument. I'm not just regurgitating. Shout out to homeless bum-ass Jack. We blaming folks? Well, then I blame my Reed. Peace.
Sharon, the point I want to make is I think it's not even what we're talking about because I think most people were not swayed with that and just would call you like, oh, you agree with that talking point. That was like a very small amount of people. So, like most people ain't doing that.
However, still, even in today, they still say, Sharon, your channel is about women when I don't talk about women.
I mean, it is.
You speak to a female's point of view when I don't talk about women. There's no way you could say I have a female's point of view when I don't talk about women at all. I'm having a conversation on how men need to be building. Right? Instead of blaming women, we need to build men up without pushing a woman down. Stop using women as a scapegoat and have an actual solution that you could implement in your life today. Because blaming somebody else is never going to fix you as a human being. It ain't never worked for anybody. Homeless, bum ass Jack with a $2. Sup, Myrie? Hoping you still terrorizing folks. Goddamn. So that's the difference.
Yeah, it is. No, it's a woman's perspective a lot of times because there's no investigation in the trouble that the woman in the background will be causing. Because what I do a lot of times, especially in my marriage, I love it, man. I send the women or my nieces and stuff on information on recon missions. So when I start hearing, oh, he ain't making enough, man. I'm like, he ain't making enough money? Oh, really? Oh, so he could have been working a double time. Oh, really? He could. And you walk away. I'm like, y'all bring up a conversation about what you spend on a weekly basis about money. On like,
so let me get this straight. So you're saying men that concentrate on making money is a female perspective?
I'm saying that not investigating why that perspective is even being had is just immediately saying, well, he ain't making no money. Well, when I start my investigation process, now I'm seeing that she's spending damn near $150 on fast food a week. So I guess I could understand why you would have that perspective. Yeah. So the more you investigate, the more it's like, okay.
So hold on. Those are two different things, right? So that's you adding a nuance to it. But if we are talking about men need to make more money, are you saying that is a female perspective?
It is a masculine perspective but it covers female nonsense.
Okay, so now if that is a male perspective, how am I? Because you said you started off saying that you do have a female perspective. So now where is it that I'm in pushing a female perspective? Because I'm saying men can and should put themselves in a position to make and create more money for themselves. Where's the female perspective in that?
Because, all right, the response instead is saying, well, that's true. You should make some more money. And a man should try to get more money. But a masculine perspective also is when Warren Buffett said guys shouldn't be so focused on trying to get the most return. Most people are going to make more money by controlling their budget. So I have to fight. What do you say? I have to fight for an extra 4% to make $5,000. Y'all just have to stop buying fast food. That's also a masculine perspective. So, but that doesn't get introduced in the conversation.
Why are they buying fast food? So since we want to dive into the fast food perspective of a relationship, why are they buying fast food?
I don't know why somebody's spending $150.
Right, because somebody don't know how to cook. Right, so either somebody don't know how to cook or they don't have time to cook.
No, or they just don't want to. Sometimes you just don't want to. It's because it takes effort.
Now we doing some, so we understand what some is, right? It's not a provable stat, right? It's just hey, some do this and some do that. We all understand that some people do a whole bunch of different things. So nothing is 100%. So now when we go with just in the conversation of eating food that is not good for you, if he's gone out to work and she's gone out to work, if she has to or he has to order fast food, he is a part of that problem.
That's fine. But looking at that budget, look at your budget, man.
Okay, so now how is that and now again, explain to me how that is a female perspective.
looking at a budget. I was saying that was a masculine perspective. I'm saying the female perspective is, instead of investigating where that complaint is coming from, and just immediately saying, well, nigga, get your money up. You sound like a broke dude. That is a masculine perspective covering for female issues.
Right. So in my example is this. So if my woman comes to me and say, babe, you're not making enough money, you're broke ass. If it's true, what should I do about that?
I'm not going to, that's what I'm saying. I'm not going to rush to say it's true. I need to see where that perspective is coming from.
Move the conversation for what you're trying to say. What I'm trying to get you to understand. If I'm with a woman and I am broke, and she says, babe, you need to make more money because you're a broke ass. At that moment, what should I respond to my woman?
Put your foot right in her ass.
That's one perspective. What's your perspective, Ambassador?
What is it? Yeah.
That's not lying on me. What should that man do?
That's silly, man. But how much is he making first? Like, come on, like he's broke based on what?
And see, this is the issue that we have when I'm trying to get men to be able to deal with real life examples, right? And I'm giving you the flaw. I didn't put my thought into it yet. I gave you the flaw to say, hey,
Ambassador's just saying there's a lot of variables.
Instead of giving me a direct answer, right? We want to add a nuance in it. It doesn't matter.
It does matter. You're asking, like, someone can say someone who's making $80,000 is broke. That becomes the issue.
Let me explain why, because I said it is true that he is broke and he don't make enough money. So it doesn't matter if he have $100,000 a year. If he's broke and he don't have enough, he don't have it. So regardless of what level you put him in, he is broke and he don't have it. So now that we have that premise, you don't need to add in the dollar amount. What should that man do if what she is saying is a truthful assessment of who he is?
He should find good counsel. That's what he should find. He should find good counsel. All right, because I hear this all the time. I'm broke. Well, how much you make? About 50,000. Okay, well, you make more than the average income. So if you're broke, then half the country's broke, right?
Average Americans make like 30,000 or 28,000, some insane number like that. The median income is
so would you consider that broke?
No,
I'm not to say
I wouldn't.
Look, I wanted to answer the question.
Hold on. So this is the problem, right? So 1 second you just said if you're making that money, and just Ambassador, mute when you're not talking, so this way.
Okay.
So the problem is that you just said, well, half of the country is broke then. So if that is the truth, then he should have no problem saying, you know what, babe, I do need to go ahead and figure out a way to supplement my income and figure out another hustle. I'm not working enough hours. Whatever it is that he needs to do for himself, he needs to go ahead and figure it out. If he agrees that he is broke, then that's the woman that he wants to be with. Otherwise, leave her because you don't believe that you are broke and she is gaslighting you into a different situation. Those are your two options as a man. And for some reason, we are afraid to tell men they options. Either leave that no grateful ass woman, or you concede to the point, understand that it's truthful things, and then now you need to come up with a plan and figure out your outcomes to be a better human being for you and your
problem
family.
is, Sharon, is that ends the conversation though, right? They need to carry the conversation on and whine and cry and continue the conversation for as long as possible, which is why it continues. If you tell a nigga, hey, bro, it's time to get the fuck away from that bitch, nigga. Don't nobody want to hear you whining. You finna go home with her. You finna get right off here and go chase a bitch. Don't nobody want to hear that shit. And until niggas understand that, bro, that's why you niggas ain't progressing. You niggas don't even have legitimate talking points because you finna get right off of here and go chase some motherfucking women. And anybody that don't know that shit is out of their fucking minds.
I don't chase women, they chase me.
You niggas is in the inboxes of the women that's on here. You ain't even got to get off of here to go chase the women. Quit playing.
Okay, well, everybody disregard what Taz just said because it was bullshit. Most men that listen, hold on. Let me explain. Let me say, because I wanted to get to what shout out to Ambassador. He's been having really good I would say good sensible points today. But one thing I don't want to get to what he said, but I want to address Taz real quick. Listen, I'll I'll address what he said. Listen, 50,000. Hold on, that's $50,000 is not the same as it is in San Francisco, Arkansas, New Jersey, Georgia. Okay, so when a chick confronts her man, this is what Ambassador was trying to say. There is variables to this question, or for her to say that. So if they're living in a county in Georgia where the median income is like 38,000 or 42,000, but he's making 50,000 a year, there can be a conversation had, because sometimes you can live comfortably on that, and you just have to watch your budget. Okay. So and the thing about it, sometimes you would have to move to make more money that she would want to make to get that lifestyle. So like I said, that's not an easy thing. You just could be like, oh yeah, I just don't make enough and just whatever. Like, yes, we always, especially the red pill thing to do is to make as much money as you can or whatever. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's not possible. So
so here's the problem. I gave you an actual solution. You gave me sometimes this, maybe if you're in California, maybe you're in Georgia. All you did was give a whole bunch of different scenarios where it could fit or not fit. I gave you an actual solution, right? I didn't use the woman as a scapegoat. I said, either you're gonna say, hey babe, you're right, I am broke and I need to make more money, because guess what? 100,000 living in Manhattan and you broke. That's why I said it doesn't matter the number amount, right? And then you come back around and said it depends on where you at, right? Understood. That's why I said it doesn't matter.
Because it does.
And that's why I said it doesn't matter the money amount, right? If you remember my argument, if you consider what she is saying that you are broke is correct, what are you going to do? Right? You got to do something about that if you want to stay with that woman. If you disagree with your woman about you being broke, then you need to just leave her and say, hey, babe, you are not the person for me. Those are your two options.
Hold on. So is it about building or getting a bag? I'm confused.
I can end it. The problem is you didn't give a solution. What you said was more things to confuse the man. Maybe this, maybe that. Sometimes this could happen. Sometimes that could happen. Sometimes the sun could hit you at a 30-degree angle, and then therefore you can't get no overtime because the sun is glaring in your eye. Well, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. What I'm trying to say is that we are talking to men. We got to give them a straightforward understanding. You either go this way, this is going to be your outcome, or you go this way, and that will be your outcome, so they can have a path to go towards.
Sharon, two things. Number one, why is that woman with him? Is she there to build a family and something to help build a legacy or something worthwhile that Black people actually need? Or is she lusting after a lifestyle that might not even be realistic? And the second thing is that the reason why Ambassador and me are trying to be nuanced about it, because that question can expose who's being unreasonable. Is he being unreasonable? Is she being unreasonable? So you want to examine your location, the amount of money, and then can you earn more somewhere else and get the lifestyle that y'all both want, y'all both agree to together. This whole my nigga just broke, and I need, it's just like you have to see, like, does she just want more things to look nice, or is she actually concerned with, hey, insurance is rising, insurance costs, or I want to make sure you're putting money away from retirement. But you're not asking those questions. You're just saying, nah, just make more money. If she said you broke or you need more money, just make more money. And it's just like, that has to be focused. That's an important thing.
Hold on. So again, this is poor listening skills of men sometimes, right? I gave you two options. If you agree with her, then you need to figure out what it is that you and her need to do to make your life better. If you disagree with her assessment, you need to leave her. So I gave you two options. I'm not a fence person where I want to have a conversation and argue with a woman about what is right and what is wrong. If I assess what she's saying is incorrect, hey, maybe me and you are not fit for each other. I can end it because I know I'm doing everything I can do in the relationship to be that. So I have no problem with ending it. The problem that a lot of men have is that their ego is involved in the relationship and they don't actually care about the woman. So if you were doing everything that you can do, it's easy for you to leave because you don't want to be with somebody that don't want to be with you. But because the majority of men are not doing everything that they can do to be in that relationship, to be in that family, they got to come up with excuses. Well, you know, babe, sometimes this and sometimes that. And what about we move here? What if I lived on fucking Mars? It don't matter. If shit could fly, it'd be in your mouth, because that's all y'all be talking is shit.
Well, I mean, my issue with that is simple. First, it's assuming that that relationship is disposable. Now, I always talk from the framing of married people and you guys owing those kids a unified, stable household. That's what I talk from. All right, so that framing not useful. Now, what useful is where's this coming from? I say what happened in our relationship before. Some lady at the job complaining, bragging about her condo, and then they start talking about it. And I'm like, oh, that's good. We're about the same age. We're young. Oh, she has a condo. Ask her some clarifying questions. All right, because the assumption is that she owns it, right? And my wife comes back the next week and she's leasing that condo. She don't own that condo. She made it seem like that. But when I isolated her, she's leasing it. So you just got straight to the point. There's an influence that's pressuring your wife to feel some type of way. Let's investigate that influence. But this goes back to what I said earlier. A lot of these conversations, you want a fast answer, but it's tedious. It's actually very tedious. So,
It is
I
not
don't know
very
what to
tedious.
do.
That wasn't very tedious. What you just said was not tedious at all.
No, for a husband who's not I'm used to this. I live this, so I'm used to assessing the influences coming into my house. But a lot of guys just feel like a normal response would be, "Girl, you see, I'm over here working 50 hours or 60 hours and doing all this stuff. Yeah, shoot, I got the same steel-toe boots for the last 5 years and stuff. I'm putting in." He's immediately defensive. And you can never talk to them like there's a political aspect to raising a family. She's being influenced by the outside. All right. And you should probably don't get
All right.
defensive and all that stuff.
So a man that does get defensive over a true statement that she is feeling, what would you call that?
No,
I don't
it's
even
not
know it's
true.
true.
It's not true. That's what I'm saying. It's not
You don't even
true.
know.
She's being made to feel like her husband is inadequate. So he needs to be
So
able to identify that.
Let me ask the question again. If the man is jumping in a defensive posture over her true statement, because clearly he must feel that it's true to be defensive, because he don't have this mental fortitude to say it's a political thing.
It's not mental fortitude. It's just where you framed the conversation, we wouldn't have never got here. There has to be an acknowledgement of that. All right. It would never have gotten to that point. That's why I said he needs to seek good counsel so it can be identified where this pressure is coming from.
If you say so. So I don't know.
Well, the thing about it, Sharon, Sharon, you're literally coming into it saying what she's saying is 1,000% legitimate, and there's no nuance to what she may be saying. Like, she could be wrong, he could be wrong. What he's saying is the man needs to be able to discern who's right or wrong and be able to talk about it instead of just, like he's saying, either get defensive or just be like, right, honey, I'm gonna just fucking,
okay. So again, if that man he's getting defensive, then that man is what?
A human being.
Oh no, he's just this is insane.
Like, I don't know, evil. He's evil.
I don't understand why is it so difficult. Why is it so difficult for us to say, hey, that man ain't on his business?
No,
he ain't.
I mean, his response is probably not good, but I mean, I'm not gonna say the dude is evil.
Hold on. What I'm saying is that it's okay for a man to not know an answer, right? If he's insecure, he's not versed, he need counsel, he need all these other things. He need to bring somebody else into his goddamn relationship. That man wasn't well prepared to be a leader of anything in his household. Simple.
This is where the misandry comes in.
Y'all just want to have y'all don't want to have no clear, concrete solution. Y'all just want to have nuance. Hey, but what of this? And we never get to a solution. In my household, we don't just keep nuancing. You got to get to, hey, this is what we're going to do. We have a conversation, what we want to do, put it all together and say, all right, this is what we're choosing. Sometimes those answers is difficult to make a decision on, but eventually we got to come to a conclusion. Go ahead,
Yeah.
Eat a Man, and then we got Savage as well.
Yeah, I just first came up here as I told AMF to shade that goddamn mustache he got right there a year ago. And that's why he ain't got no goddamn wife, but he didn't listen. That's why he's still single. That's the first thing I came up and say. And what Sharon is describing is pride. Like if you don't have the answers, right? And I see a lot of businesses fail. They don't have the answer. So instead of going to hiring a marketing guy, instead of going to hire a guy that does bookkeeping, finding somebody who's a master in the thing that you need help with, they try to do it themselves. But in relationships, what we have to do is put away pride. Go to somebody, and this is like I said, if you know that y'all two cannot come on the same page, go to someone that has the answers. And you might have to vet that person out. I'm not just saying just get any and everybody in your business. That's clear. But the point that I'm saying is you might need to go and say, let's sit down so I can see a different perspective. Because it's not your way or the highway, is what's best for the family. What's the family way to move forward the next couple of years? And I think that's the conversation that a lot of men don't want to address.
Okay, that's fair. That's kind of towards what Ambassador is saying as well. But you just was able to articulate in a different way. Shout out to that. And that goes to show that sometimes we shout out to y'all. And we all kind of saying the same thing, but we just not getting to a clear understanding of it. So go ahead.
No, you just wanted to take the woman's side, Shawan. Let's be honest, bro.
No. So again, no. So this is what I did. I want the person that's bringing up the argument to substantiate their argument. So this is the problem that y'all fail to understand a lot. Just because I understand you doesn't mean that you understand your own argument. You got to be able to articulate it, right? So because either man is able to articulate it, so even his wife say, "Babe, we broke," and then he will be able to say, "Babe, this is what's actually happening," and he'd be able to break it down. She's like, "Oh, okay." Versus, "I don't know, babe. We got to see where your political influence came from to say why I'm broke." Ain't no woman want to hear that shit. My political.
Obviously, you wouldn't say that. Obviously, you wouldn't say that to her.
That's what you said. Okay, so again, you're saying that's not what you would have said, but you said it. All I'm trying to get.
Listen to what I said. I said in my internal dialogue, I'm looking for the influence, and then I asked her to ask a clarifying question.
Hold on. You don't have to reiterate. I'm telling you what you said, and I'm responding to your words. Your words. I didn't add anything to it. And so just because you are not able to articulate it in the time at this moment today, you cannot say, "Oh, you just being." No, you didn't articulate the way either man did. It's simple as that.
No, you like his response because he said he was being prideful and he's emotional. Okay, I'm not saying he's being prideful or emotional. I'm just saying he needs to look into it. But that's not good enough.
What did I say that was
he has to be lacking. That's where we're having a disagreement. He has to be lacking in your worldview for it to fit.
No, hold on.
No, either man, he didn't say that. He didn't say you were emotional, and after you said emotional, you were just able to articulate his negative emotion to her question, where people can understand. Because like you saying that actually makes sense. Like being prideful, like that makes a lot of sense. Men can be prideful. And I'll say this real quick is that besides either man saying that, which was correct in 1,000%, but Ambassador was literally articulating the same thing to where he was like, get good counsel. Like literally he said, get good counsel, which means a financial advisor or somebody knows what they're talking about. So he literally articulated it just a little bit quicker. You just wanted, Sharon, go ahead, Sharon.
Thank you.
You know what you be doing.
No, so again,
yeah, this is the misandry part.
I'm gonna pass you inside. So again, AFR, we are in agreement. They both said the same thing. One was able to articulate it for a layman to understand it, even somebody that don't understand what Ambassador was attempting to say. And that is the issue that I have. We got to be able to articulate our own points to where the other person understands it in layman's term. Either man heard the argument, I heard the argument, you heard the argument. We all know what he was attempting to say, but either man was able to actually articulate it. And that's the thing that men need to understand, that it is a difference between knowing what you want to say and actually communicating that. Either man displayed that in real time.
And the reason what he's saying is so important So the reason it's so important because once you understand how women understand and communicate, it gives you the ability to say, "Hey, check this out, babe. By the way, we got some investments coming up. So for the next 6 months, we're gonna have less spending money. We're not broke. We actually we don't have any cash available. So like if you can start articulating yourself and what's happening, what women are very understanding. When you just say, "Oh no, you must have watched some political view. That's why we broke." She's like, "That shit don't make sense. It really does." Like I think y'all be making sense. But she's like, "What do Donald Trump?" Because I hear it like, "What do Donald Trump? What do Hillary Clinton? What do any of these politicians got to do with us not having no cash?" And so that's the point that he's saying. It's just being able. You think that it's just a us thing, but we believe you're communicating with women this way too.
Right. It ain't just us.
Yeah,
This is how you communicate. And also,
that's your assumption.
welcome to the show. Good day, Supreme Goddess, PhD. I see your melanin growing from all sides of the dimension, my queen. I receive you.
Cut it out. What y'all broke asses up here talking about?
Hey.
That's easy. We trying to explain why we broke to women and why they
Yeah.
should be more patient with us and not leave us because we broke.
Well,
No,
the
I
thing
was
is,
telling
E,
Yeah,
I
I
we
was
all
telling
think
broke
them they
up
that
here.
shouldn't
you
That's all.
submit to broke
are.
men
I
like
didn't
me.
Yeah,
ask
we
That's
all
you
what we
broke
were
up here.
talking
anything,
about.
ARF. I didn't ask you anything. So the thing
Yeah.
is,
Anyway, you need
because
to
I
learn how to
did
submit, woman.
hear that you, I heard what you said, a little of
Hey
what you
man,
said,
no art.
E. But the thing is, you're speaking from a position where most men aren't, right? So if you're telling your wife, "Oh, well, we're not gonna really have no discretionary cash because we got some investments coming up," most men aren't even able to tell their wives that they ain't got no discretionary cash because they live paycheck to paycheck, and you know what I'm saying. They just don't have the money. The ends ain't quite meeting. They gotta stretch to get them to meet. So that's very different than just we ain't got really the money to do some certain things. I did
And
not
we ain't
hear
gonna never have it. I think that's important.
right dealing with these dudes' brains, but I was curious about what Ambassador was saying. Like, did you say that your wife was being influenced by a woman until she asked her about whether or not she owned the condo, and then the lady said no? Is that what you were saying?
Um, yeah, I wouldn't say she was being influenced per se, but she just came and kind of talked about it. And, just because I'm aware of the pressures that other women can put on each other, I'm just like, well, just ask her a clarifying question. Because you present it to me as if she's our age and she owns a condo. I'm like, hey, well, just ask her a clarifying question. And
Okay.
her presentation was off. She didn't own it. She leased it, but she presented it as if just getting a little extra points. That's all.
Okay, so now that's fine. But what if it had been the case that your wife had bumped into me and was talking to me? And so when she came back for that clarifying information and asked, "Oh, well, do you own the condo?" And I said, "Yeah, I own that one, and I own the three across the hall too." Then what?
I wouldn't. I'd say that's good for her.
Okay, but
That's
I'm
good.
not really
Ask her
understanding.
how she did it. Just ask. Just investigate. Ask.
Right, but I guess I'm trying to figure out what's the purpose of all of this investigation and asking what this other woman got going on. What's the purpose of that?
So that you put it in proper framing, right? So if I'm someone, so I'm not comparing myself to a situation like they may have inherited it, they may have gotten this, they may have gotten that, or maybe they got it from the mud. Ask them how they did it, how many hours it took. Just as you're framing it properly, so you don't leave the conversation feeling as if you're inadequate. Get an
But
idea of what she did and how much effort she put in, and
so
did
hello,
you
you
would
got the
you want to do
frame.
that?
I'm trying to
Yeah.
understand because you got the frame. The other woman's doing
Mhm.
better than your wife. What's next?
That is not what was going on. Oh, you mean talking about with PhD?
Yeah, with
Right. So I'm
PhD
just
was
any woman, like, right. So I was wondering what the difference was, or what the make or break was between, oh, well, she doesn't own the condo, and let's say she did and she owns several more. I guess I'm trying to
Well,
understand the dynamic between you and your wife, right? That your
between
wife
my
would come and you and your wife,
yeah, go
that
ahead.
your
All right,
wife
all right.
would come and talk to you about a conversation she had with another woman. Now, clearly, your wife was expressing some type of displeasure with the fact that, hey, this woman over here own her condo and we renting, right? And so then you said, well, go investigate more and figure out, what exactly she got going on. And so then your wife goes and talks to her and, oh, okay, she leasing it. And then she comes back, oh, she leasing it. See? But I just don't even understand what some strange woman has going on in her own personal life and finances, why that would even make it into a conversation in your household. So what I'm saying is you focus on what the other woman do or do not have going on. What I'm telling you, I would suggest you need to focus on your wife, right? Is she evaluating herself or getting herself, like, is she keeping up with the Joneses? Is that what she got going on? Or like, what is going on to where whether or not this woman owns her condo was even a topic of discussion?
Now,
Does that
now
make
you're
sense?
talking about my personal situation. So no, we don't do a lot of envying in our house. So
Well,
she
then how
wasn't
did that
bringing
make
it
it
up
back
like
to you?
that.
Okay,
She
well then
wasn't
why did she
bringing it
need to
up.
go
I
back?
mean,
Okay, but why
well,
did she
I
need to
mean,
go
if you're
back and
married, come on,
investigate
PhD.
and
But what are we?
find out if the lady owns the place? If she's not doing any comparison, then what? It doesn't matter,
Married
right?
people pillow
Whether or
talk,
not
PH.
the
We
no,
we
no,
pillow
no. But
talk.
it went beyond pillow talk when you sent her back out to investigate and figure out whether or not the lady actually owns it and how she did it. If she do, right? That's different. That's not just a passing
It's not
conversation. Okay, we
Let
gonna
them have the
deny
PH.
that
first
It's
that
not.
chance.
what
It's
I'm
nothing
telling you
more.
I see and exist
I'm
don't
gonna bring
exist,
you in
and
there.
so I'm gonna let you go ahead and pretend like it don't exist. But okay,
No, PH. I mean, you're talking about, like, why was it so big for it to come back to me? I mean, I hear a lot of stuff that come back to me. I hear people's marriages. I hear what people ate. I hear what people how they said things, whether they said things, whether they said it or not.
right,
I hear all
right.
that. So it's kind of like I get what
Okay,
you're
and so now
saying,
tell
but
us
in
the
these
no, no, no. So now
conversations, it's
tell us
not
the
that
last
big of a deal.
time you told your wife to go back and investigate somebody's marriage or how somebody said something. When was the
Oh, I
last?
do it
Do
all the
you always
time.
tell?
The last
Okay,
time,
so she
let me
come and
think.
tell you about somebody's marriage, and you go back and say, no, go find out if he actually was cheating on her, or if she actually was cheating on him, or go find out if you see what I'm saying. Now we
Yeah,
getting
I can.
into the
No,
realm
I'm
of
cool.
this don't even make sense, right?
I'm
Because
cool.
most
Yeah, I'll tell
husbands
you.
aren't gonna tell the wife if she come and say, "Oh, so and so, I overheard a phone call between her and her husband. It sounds like they having some issues." Most husbands ain't gonna say, "Oh, okay, well, go talk to her and find out what the issue is." You get what? Right?
I
In the
know,
same way that
but
you
PH,
told
you're
her to go and investigate with the lady and find out if she actually owns her condo.
yeah,
So
but
that's
PH,
what's so okay.
that's my
So
complaint. I'm trying to. Can I talk to her? I mean, that she wants me to give her an example. Oh man, I did that. What did I do recently?
Yeah,
Dang,
Sharon,
because
wait your
now I
turn.
feel. Now you threw me off. Okay, we had someone who's calling, talking about what you guys talking about, being broke, right? Well, we don't have enough money to go out and do things, right? I was like, oh, okay, that sounds good. Your typical husband answers. And I'm like, you know what? Why don't you strike up a general conversation, just talking about how much your credit card bills are, right? And see what comes out of that conversation. Man, she didn't jacked up some credit cards and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, she really starts spilling it now, hubby. Like, yeah, it's this and it's that and it's this. Oh, okay, okay.
So y'all spend
I
a lot
thought
of
that's what was
time.
going on.
Okay, so y'all spend a lot of time talking about other folks' finances.
Well, I mean, when you married, any husband to tell you that you're going to hear a bunch of stuff. You're going to hear about people's relationships. You're going to hear about what people have to say to your wife. I mean, this is an abnormal conversation for husbands. I mean,
No, no,
they're going to hear it.
Tell somebody to go and find out and tell them about your credit card bill so you can find out what's going on with their credit cards. Because
Now,
I can
me,
honestly tell you, I've never had a
I,
conversation like
I,
that with a person. Never.
I tell you, PH, I'm nosy. All right, I'm nosy. So as far as I'm concerned, I'll wear that. All right. So most
I
men
check
are
that.
not going to respond saying
yeah,
that, but they
All
have
right.
heard it.
it's
They've
a
heard
very
it.
Okay,
important
sir,
All right,
thing.
so hold on. So I
you
want to say this. I want to jump in real quick, so before we can get everybody, and I think PG proved the point, by the way. And so if if my wife was to come to me and say, "Damn, My co-worker at that. We're not talking about a close friend or anything like that. We talking about my co-worker came to her and said, "Damn, my co-worker, she owned this beautiful house and such and such and such." I would say, "God damn, I must be doing horrible, babe. I gotta do better. I gotta get some more money if she could afford that kind of house and we don't got that same type of situation. I want you to be in the best, and I'm going to see what I could do to make that happen." That's how I will look at it. I would not look at it and say, well, maybe you need to go find out if she got some credit card debt or she got it. Maybe she got it some dishonest way. Because
I say it all the time. So I do husbandry different, man. Like, sure, you can say that, yeah, I need to step it up, but shoot, I think it's fun. Like, what? She's out there saying all that. Well, what else was she got? Let's just figure that out. What else we got? You know, like, to me, we just go about it differently. I mean, if you want to put that on your back, go ahead. I'm not.
But that's what I'm saying. But the really important part, your wife.
So we'll go to Eat a Man and then we go AFR.
And I just want to make sure I heard it correctly. Maybe I'm the only one heard it. You said with her telling your wife this condo story, your wife felt inadequate. Like that means that she felt. See, it's not about just having pillow talk.
You did say that.
That's what I'm saying. It said that she felt like she didn't have enough because of this woman, and I think that's the part that we're trying to understand.
Okay, and I keep trying to explain it. My wife herself, you say you want to get in my business now, so everyone in Ambassador's business, all right? In our business that you're inquiring about, no, all right? This is just typical nosy conversation. But when you're dealing with other husbands who are getting that pressure on, you know, it may be helpful for you to investigate.
Sir, your wife brought you that back because she wants you to earn more money so y'all can buy a place and stop.
Hey, you tell me what my wife thinks. All right, I've been with her since I was 14.
That's why she came back with that
I'm
old
18
story.
years with this person, PH. You think you got it? Hey, go on, tell it. You right, PH. I concede to the matriarch vaginal vessel.
Absolutely.
You're right.
The supreme vaginal vessel. I'm telling you, and you know it too, which is why you sent her back out to investigate. Right, to find out what the lady really did or did not have going on. And when she came back and said, "Oh, she leased that," see, I told you, we right where we need to be, baby. You just
I told you everybody broke.
50
everybody broke.
And one day,
PH,
right.
You over here plebisciting about my wife. Hey, I'm 18 years in at the age of 32. All right.
And all I needed was 5 minutes to know
I get what you're saying. Go ahead. You know.
Right. 18 years and you still lost 5 minutes.
I think
was able
you
to
thinking
point
you
right
know
to
says more about you than me. All right.
I do know. You told us, right? And this ain't nothing I had to
I
make
think,
up. You literally
I
sat up
think
here
you
and told us.
thinking you know is more with
us
you
the
than
lady.
me. Okay.
You told us your wife talked to the lady. You told us your wife came back feeling inadequate. You told us you had to send your wife back to investigate. Right? You told us when she came back and realized, oh, well, the lady was she leasing just like we are. Then it was all to the good. This is what you said, sir. I'm reiterating what you said. That's all I'm doing.
I
I
never
didn't
heard
add
the
no
interview
sauce
part.
on
I
it.
never heard that.
If that's what you
Okay,
got
well,
out of
then you
that,
don't listen well because he did mention her feeling inadequate.
That's what I'm saying. Your
You said that. You said the
worldview
word
is your
inadequate.
worldview, PH.
Right. No,
I don't
and this
accept
ain't
it.
got
Your
nothing to do
worldview is your
with my
worldview. I don't
worldview. When
accept
I'm
it.
using your words, sir, it ain't my worldview. When it's your words, I'm repeating. Nevertheless, the thing is, okay, so I was
You're
going to
not
talk about
using my
the
words in
Can Eat a Man
context.
get
Now
in
I can
there?
use
the
words all. I can get all
masculine and
Alice in
feminine.
What you're
Wonderland.
saying.
Right, that's wonderful. So the masculine and feminine
Hey, PhD,
response
but
to what
can you let Eat a Man get in there?
a
Because
man
y'all
needing
been going back
to
and forth for like
a
5-10 minutes.
man needing to earn more money. Is this your show, or are you an unwanted guest?
I mean, you act like it's your freaking
Oh, okay.
show. You're one of the
Okay.
people that gets to
You're
act
an
like it's your
unwanted
freaking show.
guest. You're an unwanted guest. And if you don't
Actually,
shut the fuck up.
I'm actually a
No. She's not
semi-honored
acting.
guest
It
on
is her
here.
show,
I
man.
pay my way. What
Hey,
about
don't cut
you,
her off,
loud
man.
one?
Don't.
You're unwanted by me. And if you keep talking, I'm
She
gonna
don't
solve
have to
my
pay
own
her way,
problem.
man. Chill out.
I'm
Chill out.
a
Let her
problem
be.
solver
Let her
at
be her
heart.
thing. Let her do her thing, man.
So go out and earn more money, gentlemen. There's nothing wrong with going out and earning more money.
Let her do her thing, man.
Man, that's what they teach y'all down there at FAMU.
Yeah.
How to get
Absolutely.
smart in the money.
Go get it. Go get it.
Go ahead, AFR. I'll go after you.
All right.
Thank you. I'll be quick. I'll be as quick as possible. Listen, the biggest, like, sh- what he said about his wife, which, by the way, you messed up, Ambassador, by agreeing, saying I'm like super nosy and all that, because that vindicated the BS she was saying. Because overall, I understand where you were coming from. You were literally just like any, like, human beings do this. We interact with other people, whether they're other married couples or other people doing well or whatever, and you see something cool, maybe it's a big ticket item, and you go back home, whether it's a man or woman, and you start talking about it. You're like, hey, that car, that house, that this boat, this thing, this whatever seems pretty cool. And then you have the conversation with each other. Can you financially fund it? That's literally all that is, man. Like, we're making it into some, not we, but certain people are making it into some, your husband's a weirdo, or this is some gender thing or whatever. It's literally
Yeah.
people out in the world seeing something cool and wanting to see if they can do that same thing. That's literally it.
Yeah,
I agree with you.
well,
Saying I was nosy is not helpful, but I agree with that. But
I know.
sometimes I concede to the matriarchs, man. I just let it be
Well,
what it is.
I think, and then let's move this from ambassador, right? But when I hear men have conversations like this, it's usually a lack of vision, right? Because so I think that men need to sit down with their wives, their kids, and they need to do vision night. They need to draw out what 2026 look for. If they're gonna get houses, if they're gonna get cars, if they're gonna get all these things. And then when other outside people say what they're doing, my wife don't ask me questions because she know what that year looked like. It don't look like a condo. It looked like us getting vacation in Hawaii or whatever it is. So I think it's really important for men to cast a vision, let the women know what's going on, tell them exactly what you say you're gonna do, and then do it. Then you don't have to compare yourself and keep up with the Jones with anybody else.
Who is that? Edelman?
I agree.
Excellent.
I agree.
I agree with that 100%. That's the whole spirit of asking. It's like maybe whatever process they doing, we may be able to implement that. Don't just come with the narrative. I want to know some processes. Bring back, how they've done it, so we can look at the chart and say, hey, we may be able to actually implement that.
I got it. Yeah, he's
So
saying
thank
sometimes
you
their
for putting it
vision
there.
might be better than your vision, so you want the more details so you can do the
Yep.
best thing for your family.
But the thing
No,
is, a vision,
Sometimes it's slow on the draw, Deep. It wasn't me.
oh no, it's all good. At the Verbal Assassin, FAFO, $5. That's what all the women hear from AR. I'll be as quick as possible. But the thing with vision, so vision isn't like somewhere that you get in a year, right? And so usually there's a long-term vision, and then we have short, more immediate goals, short-term goals to get to that larger vision. But honestly, and I think we hear a lot of stuff on these panels about like vision and purpose and blah blah blah. But most people, and I'm gonna say most men, aren't, that's not the life they living, right? They getting up, most people getting up, going to work, trying to make it through the day, come home, take care of whatever you got to take care of, go to bed, get up the next day and do it all over again. Um,
Mhm.
and so in terms
Oh,
of leadership, honestly, I think a lot of times women have more of a vision than men do, right? Uh, and so that's just something that I think before you even get into a permanent relationship with someone, y'all should have agreed on the vision. In the video that y'all were reviewing earlier, what's the guy's name? I think it was True Table, the guy with the funny voice, was talking about the strategy and where we want to get to as a community. But that's like step number one. We got to figure out what we want the end state of the community to look like. What do we want this community to be? Um, what's the vision for it, right? Because if we have a community, a black community, okay, then where do Savage and his white woman fit into that, right? What's up, Savage? But you know what I'm saying? So that's a very pertinent, question. And so we got to figure out what we want the end state of this community to look like. Do we want it to look like the United Colors of Benetton, or do we want it to be a black community, and everybody who got something a little different going on from that, got to be in a community nearby, right? So yeah, I just think, vision. Maybe if we talk more about it, more men will have one.
Leave
Okay,
my
Sharon, I gotta go. Sharon, it's been great. I gotta go. I can't listen to any more of this anymore.
Good, because I was gonna
Yeah,
drop
y'all. So
you.
yeah, I know. Well, it doesn't matter. Y'all can have this matriarchal slop that's gonna be coming and foaming out the mouth. So have fun. I'll see you again, Sharon. Shout out to Eda Man. Shout out to Reese. Shout out to Savage. Fuck you, Taz. Shout out to Ambassador. Um, PH Diva. Daddy exposed how ugly you are. So it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Your husband will never love you. So have
And
a
you
nice
still
day.
broken, ugly, and old, and still an incel. So what are we talking about, honey?
See what I'm
Right.
saying? Everybody know you.
Now, a couple years ago, he was talking about going over to Africa to get a woman. I guess his pockets ain't got fat enough to take him over there to get one.
But the one thing
I
I
want to add
dislike
on what
about
PH is saying.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. She's not really talking about a woman's perspective. Her saying, "Hey, go make enough money to provide for your family." I heard men say it, but since it's coming from a woman's mouth, now it got to be a woman talking point. So I get it's hard. Y'all are not used to dealing with educated women like PhD Diva, but at least quote it correctly. She's talking.
Right, and that's why that's such a great, and that's why I was trying to get the reason how we even got here is because they keep saying that I have a female perspective. And I'm saying, point it out. Where is the female perspective? And every time they point out a perspective, I show them that it doesn't have anything to do with the female perspective. I'm actually talking from a man's perspective of us getting better, getting more money, getting healthier. All the things I'm talking about is not even remotely close to any female perspective, but they are stuck in a feelings, and a feelings is leading them to thinking that I'm doing something because it's about them being accountable, about men being accountable for their actions. It's crazy.
I think it's just because you tried to.
About your masculine perspective of Sharon. Did
you call somebody else out, or is just?
No, you can have it. I was just teasing my brother. That's all. Go ahead, Ambassador.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, first, I loved where Eda put it, because I think it fits with this thing of vision. Like, vision is not like this abstract thing. Well, at least I don't think it is. You keep on just getting information, getting ideas of people's process, getting how much effort does it take? And then you just come bring it back to your house. Can we actually do that? Is that a task that you may be able to put on 2 hours a day? Is that a task I may be able to labor and do on 2 hours a day? Like, then it starts to, it's like Tetris. You get enough processes, you get enough understanding of what is actually working. You got people around you is actually working. Eventually, you will have that aha moment, and the Tetris piece is going to fall. Like, you know what? I think we can actually fit this in. And then there goes that extra 10, 20,000, 30,000 we're talking about. So
what's up? But Ambassador, let me tell you why dudes don't talk about vision in their relationship, because time exposed them. If I told my wife that I'm going to retire you from your job in the next 3 years, 3 years come and she's still working, now it makes me into a liar, right? The vision don't have any value. If I tell my wife, hey, check this out. I want you to, I took a globe and say, I want you to point anywhere on this globe. I'm taking you for my honeymoon. If I end up taking her to Krispy Kreme's for our honeymoon, it's now what I'm doing is I'm lying. So vision actually hold men accountable. It make them be accountable for the words they are saying. So a lot of guys just say, hey, let's just live in the moment, because they don't want to be accountable to their own words. So that's why I you say it, then you go out here and show her. Because my wife don't question, Ambassador, my vision, because I have proved it time over time over time for 7 years straight. So
yeah, I agree with you, man. Because that's why I pushed back a little bit when she was saying that, because I'm in that same situation where my results have proven time and time and time and time again. So it's like, yeah, I get the perspective, but you know, maybe with a no good sucker, you know, maybe that fit there. But I
I like
agree
what you
with
did there. I like
I
what you did there.
I, I love I think it's sometimes when you're sharing the dream and you're putting it this pie in the sky. I agree with you. It will look like, well, you said this so many years ago. And I agree, you're kind of muddying it up. You know, that's why when I go in these conversations, especially with husbands, is you just focus on the processes, get them on board with the process. Okay. And
Nah,
then it's like,
I
oh
don't dream.
snap,
I
you
have
get five.
vision. That's important. I don't dream because a dream is a goal without a plan. I'm not telling my wife a dream. I'm telling my wife actual goals that we can measure in real time. Hey, this year we're gonna save $50,000. I plan on doing
Mhm.
X, and I started going backwards. Every month we're gonna save this amount. Every week we're gonna save this. These are the moves that
Uh-huh.
we're gonna have. Like we need to stop dreaming. We've been dreaming too long, and we need to start moving to a vision and goal because it can be measured.
Hey, look, and
I,
also I want to bring
oh
this
yeah,
in, right? So,
yeah.
like for example, like, and I'm used to dealing with women that's about a vision as well, right? So, like for example, I said, "Hey, babe, I'm tired of this fucking cold shit. Like, I've been raised and born in this goddamn state. I get it, but I'm tired of this cold shit." You know what she did the very next day, Diva? She every hot
Go ahead.
place in the world, she was like, "Hey, we could go here and enjoy the heat. We could go to this one and enjoy it. We could live here. We got cousins over this side. We got a sister over here." Or we could leave the country if you want to do that route. These are the countries that we could rock with. This is how much these houses cost. I got a friend that's doing this. They could get us in a.
Why you go to Africa?
She already started saying like, "Hey, shit, I don't like the cold neither. Let's go. These are our options. You let us know what we're gonna do." So women absolutely provide help for that vision as well. We got to stop as soon as we come up with an idea or vision that our women just sit back and say, "Whatever you want to do, honey." Like we didn't choose a productive and positive woman in our life in the first place. It's insane. They
Well,
are
you
a
got a
part of it.
productive, you have a proactive woman, because that reminds me, you know, with my wife,
Finally.
she'll do stuff like that. But that's when we kind of, you know, that's where we differ, Sharon. You know, because I
No, we
can't
don't differ.
immediately
Like
throw.
this
We
is what I'm
differ
saying.
there, baby, because
Hold on, Ambassador. What I'm
I
hold on,
can't
hold on,
allow you
Ambassador.
to
Hold on,
say,
Ambassador.
you know.
Hold on, Ambassador. This is
Oh,
very
go
important
ahead.
because it's important that because majority of men are not highlighting those things about the greatness of their woman. That is an issue.
Finally, you said something that means something good. Lord, I love it, Sharon.
I agree with it's just a little misandric tinge. You can put a little misandrous whipped cream on the top of it. I was like, I like mine with no whipped cream, man. But
All right,
for the
so
most
so
part,
brag on your
yeah, I get
woman.
you.
As
Tell
a
us
man,
why your woman's so great.
why wouldn't you want to treat your woman like gold? Like, why would you pick her if you're not
We'll
going to
be
treat
here
her like
all
gold?
day, man. You don't
Yeah,
want
well,
me to get
brag
on
on
the.
her.
You don't want me to
No,
get
no
on
good.
the hill. You want me to get
Brag
on the
on
hill,
her.
man.
Tell me why she's so special.
Well, I just tell
You
you
talking?
what the women around her tell her. You know, a symbol of peace. The people around her, it's order. Okay. Some reason when she walks in the room, all that cattiness and all that stuff calms down. All right. Uh-oh. She's Miss
Look, my wife
Ambassador here.
just
Uh-oh.
snapped. She'd heard me say some
That's
shit
a
like that. Bro. So, hey, just start over, bro. Just
that's
start over. Just
that's some
start over.
concerning stuff. Start over. I don't know what you expect me to say. I'm telling the truth of like where she gets respect from the women, from her job, from the people who call her and all this stuff. That being an
So
anchor of
what
peace
respect she get
and
from
order.
you
And
is the hold on, Ambassador.
oh, you're
First of
talking
all,
about me? Why? What? Y'all want me to sing y'all my love song? All right, y'all are a little bit. This is getting a little bit saucy in here, man.
I got you, bro.
It's getting a little saucy in here. Next
Man,
thing you know, you're
Sharon.
gonna be to take my shirt off and get on camera and hit you with a D'Angelo soon. That's the next thing y'all
Hey,
men's want to see.
hey, Sharon.
Want to
Sharon.
hear me hit that C note, nigga.
Man, Sharon, I'm so thankful I found my wife. My whole life I didn't speak proper English. And I was like, man, my kids gonna talk like me, Sharon. But this woman is highly educated woman, man. She speak like even I'm telling you, she articulate her words so well that my next generation gonna speak such good English. And let me tell you, I love that. I can go a whole day without thinking about my kids. I know that my kids are good. And then every time I come home, my kids are being educated, speaking new languages. I'm telling you, like, this is literally the woman of my dreams, Sharon. I'm telling you, like, when I was thinking of a woman, I think God really built this woman for me. So I'm so happy. And that's why I'm happily married. I'm not here complaining about marriage. That's why it's so hard for me to see other people reality about women. Cause I was like, bro, you can find your other rib. You can find a woman that makes you feel all good inside. Like, so that's the point is, man, I think everybody need a wife like my wife, Sharon. I'm dead serious, man. That's
You
what's
know,
gonna educate the next generation. So PhD even can't talk about the next generation. She ain't gonna have nothing to say, man. I'm telling you, that's a great woman. Dang, she's so good. Matter of fact, I'm about to call her right now and tell her I'm about to come back. That's why she's going to the Dave Chappelle show. She getting flow seats. Tuesday, I'm make sure she sit in the front. She go fit in the front. And I said, baby, have it your way, man. Dang. And then can you believe that my wife done had 4 kids and she still got that Coca-Cola bottle? I'm like, man, this must be a fairy tale. And then look at me, Sharon. I pulled her. I must be good at sales when she looks so good.
I feel like I need to smoke a cigarette after that.
Tell us about yours, Savage.
Uh-oh. You heard that?
I know that would be
Over my shoulder, man. She right here standing over my shoulder, man. She literally just walked in like 2 minutes ago. I was geeked for my third a couple seconds ago. Now she right here. It's like.
She said, don't you mess it up, nigga. That's what she said. You better not pull the bastard. I'm telling you, I'm going to turn this house up.
When you came in, the question was, what was it? Say something good about your wife, wasn't it? So yes. He was talking, right? And I was kind of getting mine together. Then you walked in here and you stayed.
So I mean, you should be fine though.
I don't want you in here though.
Why?
Because I don't. Go out.
Well, give me some money.
Yeah. I feel a little something about the men over here being in a vulnerable position, and there's a vaginal vessel just sitting here. I don't think my wife would like this situation here.
If my wife had a problem with me talking, like, that's the thing is, like, if we could talk about people online, why we can't talk about the person that you, I mean, listen, I woke up, like, you know that song that Beyonce made, Sharon, that said, I woke up like this? My wife wake up gorgeous. Like, I'm not like, ugh, turn the other way. I'm like, dang. Like, I mean, hair, like, I'm telling you, man, dang, I think I'm lucky. I used to think that I was just good. Maybe I was lucky. When I hear these stories online, they talk about they women complaining and all that. Like, even when we was broke, she served me. I remember when my wife had a job, Sharon, she would drive all the way 2 hours, come back in, cook, and iron my clothes. Man, I'm telling you, like, everybody say, well, she don't do nothing. She did enough. My wife done did enough in the first part of our relationship. Go ahead, Taz.
Hey, Peter Man. Somebody next.
Hold on, we talk to the men that have wives first, Reese. Hold on.
Oh, really?
Go ahead, Taz.
So, I think something that's underrated that she does, and she just literally did, she's able to anticipate my needs, almost like she's thinking for me. And it's rather unfortunate that I can't match that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I try, but it's just like she just has an incredible ability to know what it is that I'm thinking, what I need, what I want before I need it or want it. And so, I mean, a lot of times I think it's undervalued how the person that you're looking for has to be match you with compatibility. And so I don't think that it diminishes my love for her that I can't meet her at that ability to, because like I say, even just coming in here and knowing what I need right now, boom, it's right here. Bring me a drink, just out the blue. I don't think about that when she lies. And it's not in disrespect. It's not no, you know what I'm saying? I don't think about her enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm the one make sure the drink's here. But when it comes down to it, in these moments where I ain't thinking about I'm just lying, and she brings me a drink. You know what I'm saying? That's just that level of anticipating my needs is underrated. You know what I'm saying? I don't even think you can really put that shit into words. How it makes you feel as a man to know somebody cares that much to where you ain't even thinking about it. But now that you brought it, You're right. I am thirsty.
Right.
I didn't even know I was thirsty till you brought the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I would say. And I think again, it's kind of undervalued for a single man that wouldn't just have the ability to sit back and say, "Damn, she got my back," regardless. Because, and I know that based on the level of thought she has to be putting into me, and I can only hope she knows that I put the same into her, but it ain't displayed like this. I ain't doing this. Some of the things that she do, I can't match it.
And Taz, you can't buy that. You can buy laundry surgery, you can buy food, but you can't buy what Taz is explaining. Go ahead, Sherrod.
And I wanted to confirm that as well. Like it's all these different levels of things that happen, right? That's just one of the levels that he wanted to mention because it happened in real time. So that's what made him like, hey, I could talk about that right now, right? And also the same thing happens with me. Like when I got my food, she see me getting a little antsy. She see my attitude. Oh, my baby hungry. She put the food there. You know what? You're right. And now I'm back to laughing and giggling all over again. I ain't asked for no food. I didn't even know I was hungry. She know I'm hungry. She hear the afflictions in my voice. She see veins, whatever it is that she noticed about her husband. She's like, oh, it must be lunchtime for him. You know, those are things that for some reason, a lot of these married men in these spaces do not just want to just be honest about how much value your wife or your girlfriend or whatever you want to call it, partner, whatever it is that they call it these days, besides a wife. You can't really measure it with money.
Yes.
That companionship, you can't actually measure it.
It's funny you say that because Sharon, I pray that my wife is more valuable to me than monetary value. Right. Because I get like even the food that we eat. I can go to a restaurant, but I can tell how much love, how much sweat, how much energy put into that food for me that it tastes better to me. And I might be delusional, but I'm like, man, baby, like you know exactly how much salt I like on my fried chicken. Like, and then see her change her cooking. Like I'll tell you, my wife, she cooked one way, and then she said, no, my man like to eat this way. My man don't eat pork, so nobody in the house eating pork. Like it was like all these things.
Either man, yesterday my wife made some vegan goddamn sushi. The whole wrap, everything wrapped it up in it. Look, I was like, babe, what is this? She's like, no, it's still our diet. I know what it looked like, but that's still our diet. Oh, okay. I tore it up.
Well, my wife pressing me to barbecue, so y'all lucky. You know what I'm saying? My wife been pressing me to barbecue the last couple of days. So, yeah, I'm saying I got to get out
open toe sandals and barbecue.
Yo, you said your wife made vegan sushi.
You feed that matriarch with honor, man. You feed her. Feed her.
Right. She bringing you unsolicited drinks, and she got to ask you several days to go barbecue. So she can show up with the drink before you even know. She thirsty.
Hey,
Sugar, my heart, brother.
And sugar bomb, absolutely. My wife said if it's important to him not to eat pork, she gave up pork. The whole house stopped eating pork. Like people don't understand what that means to a man. That she says, you know what? What's important to him is now important to me. Man, you can't buy this stuff, man. I'm telling y'all.
Well, honestly, I mean, I applaud all of it, but it sounds like, except Ambassador, y'all are praising the women for what they do. I think now they refer to that as being a wife recliner. Now, Ambassador's wife recliner. Ambassador did talk about like the characteristics of the lady, right, and how she's able to, how other people even respond to her. But yeah, I'm hearing a lot of, oh, well, she do this, that, and the third for me, and even if I don't do it for her, I don't know.
Well, that's my love language. It's okay,
thank
PhD.
you, PH. You see how they came in my love story and everything. PH, thank you. I'm talking about the calmness. She demands order in a room. The light.
Yeah, I ain't worried about all that.
And
I'm
y'all
selfish. I'll tell you what she do for me. I get what PhD, what she do, how she make me happy. I get what he said about the other people in the room. That stuff happened too, but I don't care about that.
Hey, either man, look at Verb Assassin just out here telling stories. She would absolutely give up all that bacon. That's it.
Yes,
that
she will. Listen,
out the refrigerator.
Listen, she would give away bacon. She'll change her religion for the right man. These women do a lot. And a lot of dudes just got to look in the mirror and say, he ain't him. That's why she ain't willing to change. That's the truth.
That's the ball right there. That's the truth. Hey, look, one day I was like, hey, babe, I'm not eating meat no more. She threw out everything, milk, everything. She's like, all right, that's what we doing. That's what happened.
It's why we different husbands.
I'm not eating this shit anymore. She's like, do I gotta do it? I was like, you don't have to. This is just I just feel like his meat is done. I don't want to do it no more. She's like, well, all right, this is what we do.
And Sharon, I would say this important too. It feels so good as a man to know that my daughters have an example. They see somebody who dressed modest, who moves like the women that I want them to be in life. So like I'm just like that's another thing about how she carried herself. It's like, dang, if my daughters, and most men can't say that, if my daughters became a woman just like my wife, I would be happy. Most dudes can't say that about their baby, that my mamas.
Let me also bring another man that has a wife. Say something nice and beautiful about your wife, sir. Go ahead, Unlikely. Good day, sir.
Yeah, man. I had to come up here because y'all was showing love to the wives, man. You know, my wife, bro, because of her, man, I've been able to completely transform my body. You know what I'm saying? January 29th, you know, she was like, listen, I want you to get in shape because I want you to be that strong looking man. And you know what I did? Without her, I probably would have never did it. You know what I'm saying? Without her, I would have been like, probably would have started playing a video game or doing something else. But now, you know, I'm out here in Miami. I get the flex. You feel me? I get the show. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm her creation. So at this point, and shout out to all the wives, man. My wife, just yesterday, bro, she cooked 20 burritos for breakfast for me. You know, made them from scratch and shit. I'm waking up like, she like, look, babe, and every day she waking me up with some on my birthday. On my birthday that just
20 burritos.
Yeah,
that's a lot. I'm thinking the same thing. 20?
Like for the week though. You know, for the week. I know, right? It's
See,
crazy.
meal
Right?
prep. Y'all gotta catch up, man. Go ahead, Lee. I
Yeah,
called you. It was meal prep.
They thought I ate 20 burritos. Yo, but yeah, man. Oh man, women, man. You know, as men, we so blessed to have women around us. Even just PhD Diva, you know. I think we all need to just show respect to these women. Even though, you know, they be driving us crazy sometimes. I know all of us who got wives, we talk about it, drive us crazy. But at the end of the day, man, the blessings we get from women outweighs the negative. So shout out to all the wives. Shout out to my wife. I love you, baby.
Hey, Sharon.
Hey, Sharon.
I gotta start working out.
Savage didn't get a chance. Go ahead, Savage. I got you. Reed, he ain't got no wife. Hold on. Go ahead, Savage.
Listen, I might have one soon. You never know. Here's the thing. I am so happy that you are that we're talking about this, because a lot of people have the panels. We don't even get a chance to express how we feel about our woman. That's what's up. You're warming my heart right now. You know what I mean? Because these are the conversations I like to have, like some progressive shit. So what I want to say about my woman is that she's stopping me from being the savage that I am, which I said before on this panel. You know what I mean? Because I've experienced so many different relationships that the whole relationship I didn't trust, caution, and I'm like, damn, I gotta get out of this one. So it's in and out, in and out. She is she's the first one really who's making me feel like, all right, finally I could settle down and have a relationship. You know what I mean? When I'm not even looking for the love, she's showing me the love. When I'm hungry, she can tell. You know what I mean? She asks me, well, she actually makes me feel like I'm that, you know, I'm who I am and who I know I am. You know what I mean? Instead of me just knowing who I am around a bunch of people and don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? I sit back and I can't wait to have her in my presence. And that's what feels good. You know what I mean? Because I don't have that. I never had that. That's why the name is Jim Savage, because I lived my life that way. And all I was looking for was a female to make me feel like I could calm down, chill out, and love again. You understand? So that's what I'm gonna say about her. Thank you. And she's right here. My white woman is right here.
Hey, talk your shit, bro.
And it's not even about, you know what I mean? It's not even about no color jump. It's a woman. She's a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where it is.
Shout out to that.
Shout out to that, man.
And shout out to you for understanding PhD for real tone, because a lot of men get offended so quick whenever PhD for talk, and she is hilarious. I don't know how they don't understand how funny PhD for really is. Oh my God, I'd be dying laughing. Y'all be tripping. So they asked in the chat, what do we do for our wives? For me, I would say personally, not enough. I feel like I still need a lot more to do. Not enough. I think that's just a burden that a lot of men tend to have because we tend to look at the things that we are not doing a lot. Because we always want to try to progress, especially to the people that is doing great. Same thing with my children. I feel like I don't do enough for my children, even though it's probably 100 times more than what I ever got from, a lifetime. But that's what I would say. So it's very difficult for me to think in the productive side of that conversation because I want to do so much more, in my opinion. So
I have a suggestion.
I
have a suggestion. So this is solution-based gang, right?
Group.
Right. So do me a favor. Get all of these happy motherfuckers off the panel, all these married niggas and all that, and bring some miserable people up. Because they ain't doing nothing but bragging about how joyful and lovely everything is. I'm miserable as shit, and I ain't learned nothing. All I did was hear a whole bunch of boasting. So get these happy motherfuckers out here and get some miserable people up here so that we can bond. I was here before
crazy.
that.
That's crazy. You heard all that and didn't learn nothing?
I was here before them.
You stare into light
Take y'all
until it's
happy asses
blinding.
to the beach.
You got it?
So yeah. So I said it earlier that
yesterday.
So I said it earlier that what my wife does for me is it's no money value for it. So like what Sharon said, me trying to compensate it, it's almost like I couldn't work enough hours in the world to compensate how she make my life a lot easier. So what I try to do is I try to be the companion that she needs. So for example, I don't care for Asian dating shows. So being able to sit there, laugh with her, understanding her life, giving her a level of, she loved laughing. Like I said, I can't do it financially. I just try to do as best I can, like taking her to Ali Sadiq concert this Saturday. I'm taking her to Dave Chappelle. Like I'm just trying to bring her laughter, joy, trying to show her a little bit of piece of my appreciation for her. You know what I'm saying? So like it's not nothing I can do, but I noticed that she noticed when I say, hey, you know what? Go get your nails done, and she don't even like doing that. Or I say, hey, go do a spa day, right? Like I said, monetarily, I never can do it. And I also try to support her dreams. What people don't know about my wife is that I told her, I don't care what business you choose. I don't care if it's successful, it's past. I'm going to, first of all, I fund it. And not only would I fund it, I'm also going to be willing to be your secretary. If you need me to be your best salesman out there, if you need me to be your marketing guy, like I just want to make sure she know that I got her back almost a fraction as much as she have my back. So that's what I try to do is just try to be her aid, help her to get to whatever goals she want outside of our marriage because she is a whole human outside of our marriage.
And also, I want to say this for all the girls that's trying to say, name one thing, Sharon. Well, one thing I did for my wife was take her out the workforce. How about that?
All these niggas on the real.
You feel me, Eva?
These niggas are all lying for real, for real. They're all miserable. They live in a dark hell. They're just not going to share it on this panel. They wish they had the kind of peace that I had. When I go to the bathroom, I ain't got to worry about no drawers in the sink. I ain't tripping over throw pillows and shit. I only got to wash one car. They liars, man. They wish they could live like me.
And you know the crazy part about it, Sharon? I hear dudes that say, hey, I wouldn't watch no Asian show. What I told you she do for me, you can't give her an hour to watch something that's not entertaining to you. Like people are so selfish in these relationships, man. I think men gotta have that servant heart.
Just to add on to what you were saying right quick, because mine would be more than anything, I think people who aren't in that situation don't understand how important just listening is. Just sitting there listening. That's major.
So important.
My household anyway. She wants to be heard. She don't want to be cut off. She don't want to discuss. She don't want to debate. Just sit your ass down and listen. Okay. And it's up to you. What would be me in this instance? It's up to me to know when those times are. Every time ain't for discussion. Sometimes she just want to be heard, even if it's a rant, whatever. Just listen. Right. And the importance of that, I think, is You know what I mean? The whole point is, right, what are you doing for her? Well, if that's what she wants, that's something you're giving her that she wants. And I think it's important once you get in those relationship settings to understand that is something very important. I don't need her to sit down and listen to me like that. I don't have an uncontested conversation I want to have. But that's how she is. She wants to talk, and however long she talks, I'm listening.
Hey, you know what else? You know those tasks to build on that. It's very difficult for us, for me, to express what I'm giving to my wife, because I have my own love language, how I want to be received, and she have her own the way how she wants to be received. And so, what is important? The things that I do that is important to her, I probably don't even look at it as important. I don't even really recognize because that's what she enjoys in me. I'm not trying to. I don't even know how to really explain it. Like, so I don't know how to explain past that. I don't have the proper words for it. The things that I do, it makes her enjoy me. So it's kind of hard for me to really explain.
But Sharon, you need to tell the truth.
I don't even think she look at when she gives me a water as something that I see as appreciative. Like when she bring me some water or bring me some food, she don't look at like, yeah, that's what my man loves about me. I think if I was to ask her, what do you think Sharon love about? She'd probably say something completely different from what I say. I think that's
natural love right there, man.
I think it's difficult for the other person to actually express what you do for the other person. Yeah. So.
You sound like a mad fat
from the hens.
You hear me? You hear me down in the chat? You sound like a mad fat bitch that's mad because you can't afford a BBL. Now tell that shit to somebody. I don't give a fuck about that fucking BBL shit. Take your fat ass to Miami and get a BBL, bitch. That way you don't have to be on here talking about somebody who's not talking about you. Somebody who doesn't even fucking know you or know you exist. God damn, y'all weird as fuck.
I defend her from the hens.
I'm gonna bring up somebody that knows all about marriage. He's gonna tell us all the great things about his wife and what she brings to the table. Welcome to the show.
Another happy motherfucker.
Jalen, Mr. Truth.
Hi, Mr. Sharon. How you doing today? Mr. Sharon, I want to I know everything about marriage, but hey, you correct that these females are praying the next generation of other females to be bitter and single. I'm planning on stopping all this stuff. You know why? Because most older black women are teaching younger black women to be miserable monsters. That's why I'm having a problem with that.
Thank you, Jalen. We appreciate your
He's been thinking about that all night. He couldn't wait to just
I'm not.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about that yesterday.
Bro, get your nostrils out the camera, bro.
But why is you
been talking about
why
black
is you
women?
what my appearance look like?
He never had no black woman in his life, and he wasn't talking about black women. This is crazy.
Hey man, it's already
Now
got
he
a
got
little
that
saucy
blow up
one
doll
time.
that
Man.
his blow up doll black. So.
Hey, that's a good question, Lee. Hey, what color is your blow up doll? What color is your blow up doll? I want to know.
Hey, hold on, y'all. Leave Jalen alone. Let him. He just wanted to express himself real quick. He got it.
I ain't got no blow up doll, nigga.
What happened to your hair?
All right. Hold on. All right.
Let's talk back about the women. I want to make. I ain't see Reese cry yet. Let's circle back about these women, man. I gotta break them. We're gonna break him. He gonna have a wife by the end of 2025.
You have to find him a wife.
All right, so
Reese 100 years old.
So where we at? We're at the 6 hour mark. Yeah, that's pretty good right there. Diva, you got any final words?
Go make more money and bye y'all.
Nothing wrong with being. Let me